Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
And we're live.
And we're America.
And we're, according to Noah Leffenwell, it's America Day. Welcome
America
to,
Day.
yeah, if I could speak, as usual, welcome to the Underdog Journey. I'm Wes. This guy is David. That guy back there is Matt Harmon. And, guys, how you been?
Is Noah listening?
Yeah.
Noah always watches the show.
Well,
he's a good kid.
Let me just say to Noah.
And for some reason, the comments aren't coming up on the screen. So thank you again, Ecamm. They are awesome.
It's good stuff.
Listen to your parents; they know best.
Oh wait, they're there. It does this sometimes. We're like, oh, look at that! Look at that comment window. I'm trying. You see that, David?
Gee, many Christmas. Yeah, I can. Well, I mean, I see a bit of it, but yeah, I see quite a bit there.
So I'm not really sure. Oh, no,
So-
there goes that. All right. So for some reason,
That's the
Ecamm
background.
resets where it puts all the stuff. So the comment window is way off screen right now. I don't have time to grab it, so it's just gonna be that kind of show.
Yeah, I'll call them out.
Is that
I've got another page running over here. I'm able to see, so I can. Well, I've got it. I can see the Facebooks.
The cameras?
What do you,
Like,
hang on. There's
moved-
two different conversations happening right now. What's
You just
happening?
moved the whole Underdog screen. Is that an overlay?
Yeah, there's an overlay.
That's
Yes.
incredible.
You didn't know? You just now figured out we're doing
I
overlays?
had no idea you were doing overlays. That's
That's yeah.
I
It's
am
pretty
thoroughly impressed.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, it's good
all
stuff.
its cool
Good
stuff.
stuff.
It allows you to do overlays and sound effects and video stuff. It's pretty cool, but it does a lot of really dumb stuff like resetting things that shouldn't reset between
Yeah.
sessions.
Well, they should fire somebody every time they do something.
Well, and the problem is like with comments, with the comment window that should be on screen right now, it's not really something you can test for ahead of time unless you have somebody come and write a comment before you actually go
Right.
live. You can test it and see where it is.
Yep.
David and I were online, came online about 7:30, but there's no way we could have tested
Right.
that unless one of us logged on, left a comment on a test video.
Yeah.
the whole thing. So thanks, you
So
can.
now we know we need to do that.
David, how
indeed.
you been?
Always. I'm doing good. I took this week off, so I'm loving life this week.
Nice.
It's been good.
Yeah, getting a little time
Been
off
good.
on a holiday week. That's pretty nice.
Yep, I have spent a lot of time. I'm quite waterlogged. I've been in the pool nearly every day. So yeah, it's been a good time. Been
Yeah, I
a
feel bad
real
for-
good time.
I feel bad for you. Lounging in the
Yeah.
pool, smoking cigars, drinking bourbon every day. It's a tough life.
It's tough life, man. I gotta tell you. I'm
know that
you know what?
full chlorine causes impotency in men over 45.
Huh? Okay.
Hey, remember when Matt said right before the show he was going to try and stay on topic?
Well, we haven't
Yeah.
hit topic.
I remember that. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I remember that. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
an important part of
So
the-
so Noah wants to know whether the Six Flags comeback will be included in the talks, and
gotcha.
I don't. There we go. There it is.
There they are.
I don't know. We didn't pull Six Flags. And are they having a comeback? Because I don't think they're reopening any place. I think they just kind of. I think they're still on the downward slope, not necessarily the
I'll check.
comeback
I didn't know
route.
Six Flags went out of business.
Well, no, no, no. I mean, there's certain parks have went away. Heck, we used to have one in Ohio, and it's gone. And they had the SeaWorld up there got bought by Six Flags, and the whole thing's
right?
gone now. So
Oh, okay. I thought Six Flags was doing just fine. I never go to
yeah.
like that
Well,
race.
I think
Yeah.
I think they're the largest amusement park group on the planet.
Hmm.
But it's through acquisition. They haven't had any
All right.
actual growth. So they haven't had any organic growth, and I would say their year over year per park is
Right.
only due to pricing considerations. I wouldn't say they've added attractions or brought in more people. They just raised the prices.
I'd like to see what
So
they are because their overheads
yeah,
got to be, I mean, fairly hefty, right?
astronomical.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
astronomical.
So I'm curious
Yeah,
what
I'd
their
like to
margin,
see what their margins are.
because it could be,
Yeah.
it could be they're pulling in, 1 to 5%, which means they're just razor thin. But at the same time, they could
Yeah.
be doing really, really well because those places are not cheap. So who's to say? Because I'm sure COVID probably destroyed amusement park businesses. You
Oh
know,
yeah, it put quite a hurting on them.
I mean, 2 years, two to
Well,
2 years in a row. I mean, of little to no traffic. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so I went to for the first time I'd ever went to Universal, in Florida, I went during 2020,
Hmm.
and we had to wear their stupid masks that didn't do anything, but, I liked it because the freaking place was empty. I mean, it was just so empty. You just whatever you wanted to do, but I'm a fat guy, so I couldn't ride most of the rides anyway, so,
Why not?
Noah says
yeah.
they filed Chapter 11. So I didn't know that. That's
So
crazy.
that's restructuring. Okay, so they're restructuring their debt, and they'll probably get a little bit more money in from investors and other places. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So no, they will because they are not on the recovery. They are not reintroducing or bouncing back from nostalgia. They are failing because they didn't have any organic growth. All they did was kept spending massive amounts of capital on acquisitions and had no plans on how to actually make money.
All right.
So
So
yeah.
Matt passed a note along. He says Six Flags recently completed an $8 billion merger with Cedar Fair, forming the largest amusement park operator in North America. The merger
Yeah,
closed
also it's North America.
2024, so last year, 1 year ago, combining 42 parks, 27 amusement, and 15 water parks into a new unified entity under Six Flags brand. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but
I
they
didn't know
are
that.
closing some more parks in America.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You got to consolidate because, yeah, I'm sure the margins are, pretty decent.
Whatever. I would divest like crazy. I would literally divest like crazy. I would not be trying to bring more of these people in.
Yeah.
Um, I would franchise them hell out of those things.
That's what it should do. Franchise. That's not a bad idea.
I mean, sit back, let everybody else take it on, and then you're carrying the name, the marketing, and certain levels. Plus, you can help with insurance costs and things of that nature. But
God,
for the most part, just sit back and collect money and
imagine
work on your marketing because your marketing is garbage. Six Flags, I got to tell you,
imagine what
it's
the
bad.
what the insurance must cost for just one of
Oh
them.
yeah, oh yeah,
Unbelievable.
I miss the old
yeah.
Six Flags. I forget the tune, but that was that
The
real
old
annoying
guy
tune.
dancing. I
Yeah.
hated that
Oh, I love that.
because it was like a guy in an old guy mask. I hate that. It creeped me out. The old guy creeped me out.
Did it
I didn't
really?
like him.
Oh, I love
I didn't like him.
I thought it was great.
Not cool. Hey, the most important part of the show.
Guy in old
What
guy in old
are you
guy
drinking?
mask. Huh?
The guy who would
Well,
dance, he would like do the floss dance.
I kind of have a
But
picture of it, and I would have not have placed that mental image with Six Flags,
yeah,
but I have an idea who you're talking about, though.
it didn't even make sense because is that old guy from other stuff or just from that commercial?
I think just from that commercial.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, so it's
And
like an Old Navy
They
commercial.
should have fired the
Absolutely doesn't make sense.
well, yeah, it was worse than Old Navy. I mean, they could have
Oh,
learned a lot from Old Navy. It was a bad commercial. They should have fired the whole marketing team.
oh.
Just like Jaguar, they should have come in, fired the whole team,
Oh, did
moved
they
on.
wind up?
I think that whole group is gone now.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, they did. So
I think they figured out. I think they figured out. Ooh, this is a bad mistake. You know, th- when your company sells two main premium brands, Land Rover and Jaguar, you don't you don't mess with that core
So I have a
customer.
little bit of Jaguar news when we do the news. I'll let you know.
All right, all right. So let's get back to drinking. Let's start with Matt in the background there. Matt, what you got
I
tonight?
got to tell you what we're drinking because it's incredible. This Woodford Reserve Grandmasters Edition, right? But this is one of the first times
I call Woodford Reserve Golfer Special.
golfers.
It's pretty tasty.
Okay, well, it
Yeah, because if it's up on the it's up on the shelf, if you go to a bar place or a pub or something like that, and it's up on a shelf, and there's Blanton's, H. Taylor, Elmer Tea, some Midwinter's Night or Midsummer's Day or Midsummer's Night Dram. So all these great things up there in a Woodford Reserve. The foursome of guys that are wearing polos, it looks suspiciously like the one I'm wearing now. They're going to take Woodford every time.
Every time.
Because they just don't know any better.
but
Right.
it has like I normally don't taste things in bourbon, but I can taste
Oh,
tobacco in this. Like when my dad used to smoke a pipe, I can taste that tobacco flavor in it, and it's really good.
oh.
It's sweet.
Yeah. It's, okay, a little bit.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So you get hints of cherries out of the
good.
Woodford. Okay. All right. I actually, to be honest, that was the first flavor that I was able to break down out of bourbon as well.
The
Okay.
cherry wood.
Was the cherry flavor, yeah.
Yeah.
Feels pretty good.
There you go. Keith Edwards says
So
Black and Cigar and Weller Special Reserve.
Oh well.
Good choices.
Oh, that's
nice.
Choices.
Oh yeah. I love the Black and Cigar. I think he's probably got the M81, not the S84, but the M81 and a Weller Green, yeah, that's a good night right there, bud.
Very good.
That's
night.
I'm just rubbing it in for the rest of us, bro. I mean,
Yeah, have
that's
fun with the 4th of July hangover though. That'll be nice.
yeah.
Hey, what's Nicky?
I've seen Keith hurt. He recovers pretty quick.
I believe it.
Dave, what's Nicky drinking?
Hell if I know. I bought her a bottle of Casa Azul or something today. Super high end. Well, I don't know if it's super high end, but a higher end tequila
Yeah, that's tasty.
to make
I like
her.
tequila.
You're a good husband.
Yeah, yeah. I try to remind her of that. It doesn't stick all the time.
That's what he always tells me. He never believes him. I don't know.
Yeah. Tell him that.
Yeah. So I'm scraping the bottle. I'm scraping the bottle of the barrel. I'm down to my last bottle of Blanton's here. So
Oh man.
luckily I've already purchased more. I have to go get it though.
There you go.
So gross.
You can't run out of.
So
Blanton's. You don't have to.
we're gonna
slum
crack
and
that
drink something
open.
Else.
We're gonna crack that open there. Throw my ring down. What letter do we get
bottle.
today?
There you go. Brand new fresh bottle.
Oh yeah, brand new fresh
What
bottle.
letter you got?
Is a S. Man, I have been on a hot streak catching S's.
Catch a lot of the S, Dave.
So I have 10 or 12 now of these bottles, and I threw a lot of them away, and I gave a lot of away to people. But now I'm thinking about making a chandelier or something
Out of Blanton's
because I've got so many Blanton's bottles laying around here.
Maybe that says
Gotta do
about
something.
how much bourbon you drink, David.
Well, no, that can't be it.
That's not it.
That's definitely not it.
Tasty stuff though. Good stuff.
So there we go. We got a good pour. There we go. I love how Blanton's, how they have the information on the label.
I really like their labeling. The labeling looks really cool.
The one that gets me is stored in warehouse H.
Yeah, because the average person's going to know exactly what that is.
Well, it was the only warehouse that Blanton's is allowed to be in is warehouse H. It is only done in warehouse H.
Yeah,
but they still make them right on every bottle.
But it's on every bottle, and it's stored in warehouse is printed, but the H is filled in by hand. So there's somebody out there with the job of writing this letter H on every Blanton's bottle. Every Blanton's bottle, every single one of them. Every single one of them. They got to be going. Can't you just program the thing to say this? Can't you just auto pen it?
Yeah, I was
wink,
say,
wink.
All because the executive of whatever design team designed that label said, at one point in the future, we will have multiple warehouses where we store these. Let's go ahead and leave it blank so
Yeah.
we can change it in the future.
It's really
No,
hard
I
to
mean
get
it's
construction in Chernobyl, so that's why they only have one
Matt
warehouse.
really hates Blanton.
it's yeah, he does not. And my buddy Mike does not like Blantons either.
I recall that.
He's
Yeah.
very adamant about it. The people who don't like Blantons are very vocal and
It's
very
weird.
very dug in.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
He'll drink Old Crow, but he won't drink a Blanton.
So we were talking last week. We were talking about a bourbon that was just so bad we ended up dumping it out. The name of that bourbon was Town Branch.
Town Branch. What was bad?
Yeah, we were talking about it either last week or the week before. It got brought up, and we could not remember the name of it, and we just let it go. But I was at the store today, and I seen it. I was like, that's it, Town Branch," and it's literally the only bourbon I've ever just was like, you know what, I'm not going to offer this to people. It's that's going to piss off my guests if I make them drink this,
Is
and
it
we
like really cheap
literally just
low
dumped it
end,
out.
or is it like
No, it's a mid grade, around 35 to $40 a bottle.
You think
I
it'd be
mean, so it's not
that's weird.
super low, but
Yeah.
man, it's so bad. Tastes like fish water to me.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
You know what's
Yeah, that's I mean, hold
people
on a
who
second. I need to drink a Blanton's to get that thought out of my mouth.
people who like just like Matt with the he thinks Blanton's taste like Chernobyl runoff. You think that tastes like fish water. People who get like
Yeah.
a bad taste in their mouth for one specific bourbon that sticks with them.
Yep.
It's not
Yep.
bourbon, but it's Irish whiskey. My wife swears by Tullamore Dew. She loves Tullamore Dew because that's what she drank in college. I think Tullamore Dew tastes like turpentine. I can't drink it.
Ah,
It tastes like I'm drinking like back in art school when I was in oil painting class. We would dilute some of the chemicals with turpentine, and it tastes
yeah.
exactly like I remember that turpentine smelling. I can't drink it.
But you didn't
Ah.
drink turpentine.
I mean, it was college. I did a lot of weird stuff.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying I didn't drink the turpentine. I'm just saying don't drink turpentine. That's legally I have to tell you
Good advice.
Legally.
that.
Yeah.
So, are you guys doing anything for 4th of July? Either you guys?
I think our neighborhood area has fireworks tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So the I think maybe some because I don't live in a town. I don't live in a city. I live out a bit. You've been here.
Oh yeah.
I live out a bit. And if you get out a bit further than out a bit, you're out,
There's nothing.
right?
You're in the middle of the lake.
So I think this may be like the one day of the year some of these people come to town.
Okay.
I'm just throwing this out there because I had to run down. I was making burgers. I had to run down and grab buns because of course, I forgot buns. So I had to run down to get the buns, and I am dealing with so many stupid people. So many,
I'm surrounded by assholes.
so many.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm surrounded by assholes. Except for me, I'm surrounded by idiots. Um, I should make a corporate version of that instead of assholes. I'm gonna have to come up with something. I'll figure it out to where I can wear it and not get fired at the same time. So
Yeah. There you go.
but we'll get there. But I'm just driving down through there, and there are people. It was 6. The fireworks, you don't do that till it's dark.
Oh no! It's
Like,
like broad daylight. They're letting off fireworks.
no, it's broad daylight, and there were some people putting off the little fireworks. The ones
Yeah.
that were closer to the ones that were closer to the gas station, like sitting in the grass outside
that's
of a
a good
gas station.
Sure.
Those I had some questions on that idiot and intelligence part.
Yeah.
But there were people. I mean, that's what I'm getting at. There were people, and it's not. We don't have a. There's not a lot. It's not a huge attraction. I mean, I've had neighborhood fireworks that we did illegally that are damn near as big as this thing.
Right.
And so it strikes me as odd, but I had to deal with it. And that's really I want to bitch about having to deal with, bad drivers.
Yeah.
But that's what we're doing. The 4th of July thing is tonight, and then they
Oh,
do a boat parade maybe tomorrow. They do a boat
I'll bet
parade
they
because
have it on the lake.
we're right here.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'll bet they do something
Yeah.
on the lake. I'd be surprised if they didn't.
Yeah, Noah's a little ticked off because the boat's not ready. We had to replace the, I don't know, baffles or something. I don't know.
It's
But we had
baffling.
to replace some parts on the boats and on the boat, and so it's not out. It's not ready yet.
You should know your
So
boat
he's
first. Don't be a boat.
well, Noah decided he wanted to buy the boat back, so
It's
I
Noah.
no longer own a boat, thankfully, because I didn't want the damn boat to begin with.
Oh, you
Noah
bought the.
has a
Uh,
boat.
Yeah, it's Noah's boat.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
Noah's boat,
Good for
Yeah.
Noah.
Noah's boat.
That goes with the Bible.
He bought a boat. He bought a dog. Did all the
He
great
bought
stuff.
he bought a motorcycle. He bought
Motorcycle, too.
a snowmobile.
He's too
A
young for a
snowmobile.
motorcycle.
I thought you were teaching that kid how
Yeah,
to save his money, David.
yeah. Well, I mean, the snowmobile and the bike are gone. The dog and the boat, I think we're stuck with for a while.
Well,
I
here's
mean, the
what you do.
dog. I mean, he can't get out of the dog. I mean, that's
Now,
still
now
there to it.
the dog, you gotta take care of the dog. So
Yeah.
that is what it is. The boat, I don't know anyone who has bought a boat and is happy long term,
Oh, I'd be happy.
because the problem with the boat is you got to work on the boat. Boats apparently break just by
Right.
looking at them.
I'd love to.
Yeah, break out another 1,000. BOAT. Break out another 1,000.
It's just like people say the best way to lose $1 million is to open a restaurant or a bar.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That's apparently the same is true with boats.
But the type of boat I would be after is so low level.
See, the type of boat that I like is somebody else's boat.
That's a good kind of boat.
That I think is so. I have a couple friends that have some boats. I still haven't been out here on this big ass lake. I still haven't been.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just rent one. I went ahead and got my license, but I'm just gonna rent
No,
a
listen.
boat. When I want to go out, I'm just gonna rent.
Have to have
Done.
a license.
Nah, it's about to get worse. We're not going there though. By the way, Keith says, "Wait, Wes has been there, and I still haven't met him yet." Keith, we got to rectify this. We need to do a show from your esports arena.
Yeah, Keith was actually telling me about this. Whatever day. I think they were here on
I like Keith
Tuesday.
Edwards. Oh, I like Keith.
Yeah, Keith's a good guy.
He's a good guy. I love a good guy.
But yeah, we need to do a show. For
We heard that about you.
That's no comments.
Cheers. So that's what this week has been. How about you? I know you weren't off, but
Yeah, I'm never off right now. I got a lot of stuff going on. The kids got a new pet. The kids got a pet snapping turtle, so that's fun.
snapping
Oh, it's a
turtle.
snapping. Yeah, it's not just a turtle. It's a snapping turtle. It's a little one. It's just a wee little baby snapping turtle. But it'll eventually be a big boy snapping turtle.
Why did you get a snapping turtle? I mean, I know some people with some turtles. I mean, those things live longer than us, right?
Oh yeah, it'll live. It'll live between. Everything online says between 20 and 60 years. So apparently there's a big delta.
Yeah, that's a pretty big range there.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it more than likely will outlive me.
Yeah, I don't have 60 more years, man. That's just all there is to it.
Well, it teaches the
Yeah,
kids.
no.
I got a good 60 or 70 years left in me.
It teaches the kids how to count to 3 after a couple of years.
Because that's the only.
That's all the fingers they got left.
Yeah. Well, right now the cat likes to jump into the enclosure and drink out of the water, and
Are you serious?
she's gonna learn real quick. Can't do that anymore.
That's hilarious.
So,
Hmm.
well, if you're gonna get a pet, you gotta do something out of the ordinary. Don't just get the same old thing like everybody else gets. Don't get a hamster or something cute. Get something that can really take some meat off you if it bites you.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know, that's
Why
the
not a
Yeah, that sounds right. No,
Well, I mean,
I'm good.
you know.
So this was a conversation for the viewers out there. This was a conversation I wasn't. They were off camera. I couldn't see them, but I hear blah 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 something. Spare the rod, spoil the turtle, and I'm just sitting here like I don't know.
I don't know what just happened.
what's happening. I don't know what's happening.
Well, now you have
Spare
a
the rod, spoil the turtle.
That's not a sentence you get to say very often. So
I I will absolutely yes. That is not a sentence I ever thought A that I would say and B here.
there you go.
So yes.
Look, you learn all kinds of new things on the show. It's educational.
It is for me.
That's what we're here for is education. Education at its finest.
That's exactly it. Speaking of education, you guys want some news?
Oh yeah.
Let's get to some news.
Let's see some news. All right,
I
so
sent you. I tagged you on a Facebook post, and
you
I
did.
should have copied it. I should have copied it and put it over to a text message because you never check Facebook.
You did. You
Did,
did. You
oh,
sent
you did. You got it. Okay. Is it part
well,
of the news?
you sent it via text. Also,
No. That was okay. That was the one from today, right?
you talking about
The
the Chi-Chis
the
thing?
Chi-Chi's thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you sent that via
No.
text
I
and
said no.
Facebook.
I texted. Well, there's another one I tagged you on in Facebook.
Oh, is there another one that I
That
missed?
was
Wasn't the Chi-Chis?
yes. It was for all the AI stuff that we talk about, and it was the Chinese created an AI soccer team, and
I didn't see that.
I tagged you on it, and
Okay.
it's like we're safe.
That's hilarious.
We are safe. So yeah, I was just wondering if you had that in here because it is quite hilarious. But
I don't have
go
that.
ahead, let's fire away. What do we got here?
By the way, Keith Edwards says, I want to do a podcast from the arena and call a match knowing nothing about the game. Keith, that will not be hard
Yes.
to do. I will know absolutely nothing about
Yeah. I mean,
it. So,
I know a little bit about Call of Duty from 15 years ago, but anything today, I don't have a clue. Noah was inside playing. No, was inside, of course, but he was playing some game with a car and a soccer ball. I'm like, what the hell is this? He's like, it's something or another. Turbo League, Hyper League, Tecmo
replay soccer
2000. I don't know what it was.
bar? That actually sounds kind of cool. I want to play that in real life.
Yeah. So the guys from Top Gear did that,
Yeah,
and it is as awesome as it sounds.
that does sound
It
pretty
is absolutely as awesome as it sounds. It's
That does
great. I would actually love to do it too. So if we could find a bunch of little cars, like they don't have to run very well because we're gonna beat the crap out of them. Like $500, all these same Rocket League. That's it. Keith just posted there.
Keith, yeah.
Rocket League's name. That's what he said. Like this looks crazy. I gave it 3 seconds of watching and I left. It's like I'm out of here. But get those like cheap little $500 cars. I would absolutely sink and waste $500 to play soccer in a car. I would do that.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. All right, so
Like today.
let's find a way to make it happen.
Let's make this happen. Let's make this happen.
Maybe we'll start a GoFundMe for start a
Yes.
Rocket League, like a real life Rocket League. All right, so here's a news item I thought you'd like, David. OpenAI pulls emergency brake. OpenAI is the company that makes ChatGPT. This terrifying AI shows signs it could design real-world biological weapons from scratch. So, interestingly enough, people are learning they can use AI for criminal activities, and OpenAI just caught on to it.
Um,
Oh my God, I gotta
it's
go.
not
So-
really all that hard to make a biological weapon.
That's
I don't
enough.
need AI for that.
Transcriptions.
I mean, we're not going to tell people how to do
Well,
it, Matt.
I can't tell what David's gonna do.
I don't think David's going to tell people on the show how to make a biological weapon.
He's the one who taught me.
I mean, it was
All right.
3 easy lessons. It was 3 easy lessons, 45 minutes apiece. The cost is extremely acceptable. I'll send you my Venmo information.
He gave you an Anthrax MP3. I don't think it's real Anthrax.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what I was.
Yes, it was 3 songs from the band Anthrax. Oh, that's much better than biological and Anthrax. I mean,
That was a good recovery.
There you go. See?
I'm
Yeah.
proud of you.
I
Yeah.
know my old school rock. All right, so apparently people are just
Ouch.
now learning that.
that hurts when somebody's like Anthrax is old school. Like, it hits me right in the
David, you know
right
the
in the
stuff that
right in the growth plate.
You know the stuff that we listened to in high school is on oldies stations now.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's on the
classic
freaking
rock.
radio. It's on the stereo in the grocery stores. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, good times. But anyway, people are just now learning they can use ChatGPT for criminal activities, and
For nefarious purposes. Yeah.
OpenAI just figured out that people are doing that. So, if you want to learn how to cook meth, ChatGPT will actually tell you how to do it. You got to trick it into it, but it will do it. Pretty cool. Not that I know from firsthand experience. I'm just saying, don't drink.
It literally sounded like you're like, oh, I've done it. I mean, you can do it too.
Who hasn't cooked a little meth in their spare time? I mean,
I haven't.
You get.
If I want to cook, man, I cook steaks.
When you get call it what you want, David. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying when you get spare time, it's you know.
Oh, you want to see what you can cook up?
I saw Breaking Bad. You get inspired.
Speaking of TV, I finally gave in and bought The Sopranos.
Oh, okay. What'd you think?
So far it's not terrible. It's an interesting take. I'm still in season 1, still
Yeah.
rather early in it. It's an interesting take on it because he's still. I'm guessing at some point the shrink is either going to kill someone or be killed themselves. But the he's still talking with the shrink and seeing things. So it's an interesting take to take it from that perspective. But you
Well,
know,
so also remember the context in which that show came out. Up to that time, nothing like that had ever really been done. Whereas now, a lot of stuff like that has been done, and it's sort of become formulaic. So it's more like
yeah,
polished now than it was back then.
Oh, it's brand new.
yeah.
So
What's
for the time,
great
it's incredible,
is
amazing,
the number of Godfather references that they joke about in there
right?
is awesome. I think that's the best part of it is like the backhanded jokes about the Godfather movies.
Well, the funniest thing that I like is how they pronounce different types of food.
The gabagool.
Yeah,
Gabagool,
Gabagool.
sandwich. They say
Yeah,
sandwich.
yeah,
Or how do they? What's the
yeah.
cheese?
I'm good.
Mortadella. Oh no, that's
Mozzarella. They
Mo-
say mozzarella.
Mozzarella,
Mozzarella.
mozzarella. Yeah, yeah. Jeff from the
Mozzarella
Goalie
sandwich.
Dad says stuff like that. So
That's pretty funny.
yeah.
All right. So anyway, that's OpenAI news. Next piece of news: a cyber
Oh,
attack.
wait, we got I love this right here. We got a
Uh,
hello, my name is Marina Gomez. I'm donating 600, I'm guessing that's euros. If you're interested, contact me at this phone number. And then there's also a link in our chat. So I'm telling everybody right now,
oh,
do not click this link, okay? Do not click the link.
oh, I already did.
Clearly a scam.
I totally
Clearly,
clicked the link.
clearly a scam.
I just gave
Let's
up.
take a look at this. Let's just break this down. Marina Gomez, definitely a Hispanic
You
name,
see,
and they're using pounds, or I'm sorry, not Great Britain pounds. They're using euros, which is not not a thing that Gomez is going to be using. Let's see here. Contact me just randomly in a show here. I mean, clearly this is a scam.
well, so the funny
And to
thing.
me, if you're go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Clearly, if you're what?
Say it clearly, if you can't identify that very rapidly as a scam, you need to stay off the internet.
Well, the funny thing is it says, "Hello, my name is Maria Gomez." However, the account that posted it is Lamto George.
Yeah,
Lamto
yeah,
George. So
I am always
Lamto,
entertained
you
by
got to
that.
work on your scams a little bit. But
yeah.
anybody who's interested in getting viruses online or otherwise, and or
And having your
losing
identity
money,
stolen.
go
So
ahead
what's
and
going to
click on
happen is you're going to click on this. It's going to ask. It's going to take you to a website that looks real, and you're going to enter in your username and password, and they're going to just take your username and password. So
possibly,
yeah,
or they might want to donate 600,000 euros. You don't know. I can use
yeah.
600,000 euros.
So could
How
I?
do you get? And the funny thing,
Hey, she's got the cat ears back on.
it's actually euro sandwiches. Some people call them gyros. I call them
Yeah,
euros.
Euro sandwich,
Sandwich.
with gabagool and mozzarella.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
I'm going to bed.
You're going to bed. Have a great night.
Man, I'm
At
killing.
this early hour,
Hey,
you guys should be going to bed till midnight, 1 a.m.
Hey, tell David about your new pet.
Oh yeah, we got a new pet. It's a snapping.
What's the name of the snapping turtle? What is the name? And you got a snapping turtle. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's a baby though, and it's not an alligator snapping turtle.
It's not an alligator snapping turtle. It's just a common snapping turtle.
Oh, it's common snapping turtle. Well, I mean, I stand corrected then.
So what you name it?
Kaiju.
Just play I got your nose with it, I guess.
it will really get your nose. For real. And it won't give
And
it back.
also, I gave him 2 of his names.
What names did you give him?
I gave him Snappy and Tortellini.
Snappy and Turtellini.
Yeah.
So his first name is Kaiju, his nickname is Snappy, and his middle name is Turtellini.
I like that turtle.
Yeah, Kaiju, Snappy, Turtellini, Carnahan. That's his name.
It's the longest name I've ever heard.
It's a pretty great name.
Mhm.
I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's a cute little guy, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to give him a big hug?
Oh, just adorable.
Sometimes he hides, and one time we couldn't even find him, and then a leaf was moving, and he was just under the leaf.
He was under the leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cute. All right, you guys. Sweet dreams, guys.
Night, guys.
Night. Oh, sorry, buddy.
Have a great night.
Go get your ice cream.
All right. Well, they might.
One of
Actually, it wouldn't surprise me.
One of my best friend's name is David Shihirashvili, but his full name is David Anglero Diaz Shihirashvili. That is a long name.
It's the Latins give their kids really abnormally long names.
Yeah.
So maybe the snapping.
My name.
Mexico. I don't know.
Maybe.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
Oh, I watched that.
Prepare to die.
My father, I said, brother. You killed my father. Prepare to die. All right, so Eric Robinson says, "What? No way!" I'm not sure what that was in reference to. Possibly
Talk about that's a scam. Don't click that.
Oh, there you go. He says truth, and then he's laughing. I think he's laughing at my children. But yeah. So Inigo Montoya did kill your father. Prepare to die.
Prepare to die. So there's a guy that's he's a YouTuber, and he's not, but he had to post. He posted it. He went to Chick-fil-A, and for some reason, hey, Chick-fil-A, your all's drive-through is stupid as can be. Just put a call box in. If you want 2 of them, put 2 call boxes in, 2 lanes, 1 checkout, be done. All right. This whole 15 people outside, you're not speeding anything up. It's ridiculous. Now, back to it. It's no faster than me pulling up, ordering, and moving forward. It does not help the process. Anyway.
Yes, I agree. I don't like talking to people. In that case, I agree with David.
Well,
anyway, he rocks up, and the girl with the clipboard, not the clipboard, the iPad or whatever, she's like, "Can I get a name for your order?" He goes, "My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to fry." Or here is my order. Prepare to fry. And he's like, she didn't get it.
No.
And I did it 3 I did it 3 more times, and nobody got it.
And the lady's sitting there like, "How do you spell Inigo?" I don't.
Inigo Montoya. Do you have my order? Prepare to fry.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, young people.
Oh, it's great.
Get that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
they're not all smart.
That's bad parenting. That is bad parenting right there.
Yes, it is.
Right. Fred Savage was the kid in that, and he's like 57 now. So kids today are not going to get that.
No, they're not.
I didn't realize that Fred Savage is the grandson of Columbo, though. That's pretty cool. I kind of like that.
Yeah. That is pretty cool.
Okay.
Hey,
next bit of news. We do have some news. All right, next piece of news. Once it switches over, there we go. And more ads. Okay, thanks. Let's see if I can.
I'm gonna start a tie-dye company. My name is Inigo Montoya. You have my T-shirt. Prepare to die.
Oh God, he's on a roll.
It's not going anywhere.
The whole rest of the show. All right, cyber attack.
That's literally all I'll be thinking about for the rest of the show.
A cyber attack leads to shortages at pharmacies and grocery stores.
Who?
Yeah, so a recent cyber attack has resulted in widespread shortages across pharmacies and grocery stores. The attack targeted key supply chain systems, wreaking havoc on distribution essential goods to retail outlets. Customers are facing delays in obtaining crucial medications and everyday necessities like toilet paper. That'd be terrible. Authorities are investigating the breach, highlighting the increased vulnerability of supply chains to cyber threats. So this is actually something we're seeing a lot more of these days, which is hackers kind of finding backdoor ways to sort of screw people over. It's not just about stealing your data anymore. It's about really wreaking havoc on integrated important systems. And unfortunately, a lot of these hacks, given the world that we live in, one of the theories is a lot of these hacks are coming from less than friendly global neighbors.
See,
my name is Inigo Montoya. We are out of toilet paper. Prepare to cry.
Yeah. There's
you didn't think I was going to have one for that, but I got one.
Some countries, there's a reason why you don't shake hands in those countries. I'm just gonna say that much.
Oh yeah. I don't shake hands when I'm out of town. I just fist bump is at best.
Yeah, even then, let's go for the elbow bump. That's maybe
Like when I go to Chicago.
Yeah, wash that.
Maybe let's just do the Japanese thing and bow. We just bow.
Yes.
No touching, just bow.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
I'll shake anyone's hand, and then later on, I wash my hands, and in the meantime, I don't touch my face. It's a good policy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I hug, but then I have to take a shower.
Yeah, I get it. I don't want to touch anyone.
I know you're you're spending too much time in the basement.
Yeah, it's true. I don't want to speak to anyone.
Are there jars of his pee on the floor? I'm just asking.
I hide those before Matt comes over.
It's a good thing.
Okay.
Trip over him.
Look, sometimes you get thirsty. You got to have. All right, let's move on.
Say what? So what is Matt really drinking tonight? some West Reserve.
He really likes that Woodford Reserve. By the way, my nickname is Woodford.
That's funny. Well, what's on the next bit of news?
Next bit of news. Oh, this is kind of cool. Troops could vanish like squid. That's a weird way to state that. New bio-inspired camo lets U.S. soldiers evade sight and high-tech sensors instantly. So essentially, they've created sort of a almost
camouflage
camouflage that mimics the way that octopuses and squids use their camouflage. So that's kind of cool. I kind of like the 3D rendering of this. I don't think it's actually real or going to find its way onto the.
I would have used adaptive camouflage.
And then also considering troops could vanish like squid, I'm willing to bet it probably. I don't think Irwin Williams was the actual author of this. I'll say that.
I need you to Control F and type in the word squid.
Squid?
Apple F and type in the word squid. It'll be a find, and then it should give you a number up there. How many times the word squid shows up in this article?
Let's see. No.
Command F for you.
Not doing it. It's not doing it.
It's not coming up. It's not doing a little drop box on the top right-hand corner of your screen.
Nope.
I can't see because it looks like it's covered up over here. All right, well, we're moving on. I don't want to type too much time. I just wanted to see how many times the guy used the word squid in this article.
Squid, yeah. No, I think he watched Squid Games. I'm willing to bet this is written by AI, and the actual guy who created the prompt is in a country that probably has squid as part of the regular diet. Which is fine. I love calamari. I'm just saying it's a thing.
Great.
Troops could vanish like squid isn't something the typical American is going to say.
Yeah.
That's a very, very good point.
Again, I would go with adaptive camouflage.
There you go.
Adaptive camo lets U.S. soldiers evade sight and high-tech sensors instantly. Much better than troops could vanish like squid.
Right. I
mean,
mean,
is it flying off the shelf at the marketplace, or what's happening here?
Right. I don't know. Anyway, so let's move on. Next piece of news, if it'll come up, there we go. Another OpenAI news. OpenAI, again, the creators of ChatGPT, is shutting down for a week. Check this out. Why are they shutting down for a week?
I did catch a quick brief. I just seen the headline. I did not get a chance to get into it.
According to Inspires, who spoke to Wired, a cloud of anxiety is lingering over OpenAI's C-suite. Leaders scrambling to keep staff happy on their side, and on their side. A tall order given that employees are often working up to 80 hours a week. So because they stress their employees out so much and cause them and make them work 80 hours a week, they're forcing everyone to take a week off to sort of make up for that.
Can't they just offer them stock options? My name is Inigo Montoya. Here is some stock. Prepare to buy.
You know, this mandatory week off amid like just a culture of overworking and burning out their employees.
Are they getting paid for this week off?
It reminds me of like when you work for a major company and you do a lot of really important work, and you're never
they give you pizza,
and they give you like a pizza at lunch that you have to share with everybody else on your floor. That's what this reminds me of. This is not going to keep your employees happy, guys.
You know what? I'm going to work for corporate America when I graduate because the people out there are so effing stupid. They're so stupid.
Oh yeah, bro, I'm in corporate America. Trust me, I know it.
I could be the leader of stupid.
Oh, you're the leader of stupid.
Okay, I did not see him taking that direction, but you know what? Fight the man.
I could be the height of stupid.
Like, follow me, boys. I know what needs to be done.
There you go. And I've often wondered this though, like at what point? Because at some point, most upper management, generally speaking, a lot of people didn't start at the high level. A lot of them had to start at least at the mid level and work their way up, right? So,
Oh, yeah,
at what
stands
point
to reason.
does somebody get so out of touch in leadership that they just lose all connection with humanity and what actual employees or actual human beings like?
It's between my level and the next one.
Because something clicks in the brain
It
where they
happens
just
when
no
people
longer
stop
connect to
making fun of that person. When he no longer
Exactly.
has people
when you're
around
surrounded by
him
yes men.
who will make fun of them.
When you're completely surrounded by
Right.
yes men,
Like-
there has to be
Yeah, when you're and everything's done in a vacuum.
Fun of.
Yeah.
When you start looking at everything in a vacuum, when you go, hey, we're going to adjust pricing over here, and you don't care that shipping is late, that customer service is garbage, and all these other things, our marketing has been off, our targeted audience is off, we're having a hard time with quality issues, and you go over here and the pricing people are like, well, we're going to raise price. Like, wait a minute. I think,
Yeah.
oh, it's just a small price increase. The customers won't mind. Well, you know what? You're just compounding these issues, and in big businesses, I mean, you lose that. I mean, that is how it goes.
Yeah.
And that's why I have a cap because I refuse to set that aside.
Yeah. At a certain point,
And
though,
I'm because I refuse to set that aside.
yeah. At a certain point,
And
though,
I'm okay with that.
something just clicks in the brain where people lose all touch with what. It's like the time, if you're at a Fortune 500 company that has 1,400 locations across the country, and the senior executives bring in 2 or 3 really shitty influencers and pay them $250,000 to tell you everything that you're doing wrong, even though they've never had anything to do with your industry at all in the past. And you have to spend a week
Yeah.
listening to these people. At a certain point, you have to ask the executives, like, what's going through your mind when you think things like this are okay? What goes through your mind when you think, pizza brought into the lunchroom you have to share with everybody else on your floor makes up for working 80 hours a week on a regular basis, or forcing everyone to take a week off when a lot of them probably still have pretty important work they need to do,
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you think they push their deadlines out a week?
Right, exactly. Because that's it too. It's like when you
Yeah,
take a week off,
I don't think they push the deadlines.
all of that work doesn't go away. Your deadlines don't go away. You just have double the work when you come back. So
Yeah.
I think OpenAI.
So they're going to spend the whole time
on this.
stressed.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see. I tend to agree with you.
I was the head of an organization for a year, and in that year, I was really good at it. And I knew I was really good. But when people complimented me and said, "Hey, especially people who just thought I was a nut before that, who had said, "Hey, you're doing really good at this," it was really uncomfortable. It was now I was good at what I was doing, but it was uncomfortable.
Sure.
And
to take compliments, man, it's hard for people to take compliments.
Yeah,
I think
think
when people stop being uncomfortable and just start being that leader and start expecting, I think you're in real danger of losing touch.
Yeah.
I think Dave's kind of the exception to this. Dave's a natural leader. He's always going to be, but I don't see him having the ability to disengage, to lose touch with reality.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh,
I can't. And again, that puts a cap on what I'll do in corporate world, just because, I refuse. My name is Nigon Montoya.
I've seen
No, I can't do it.
fail a couple of times, and the thing when he fails is he doesn't even skip a beat. He just
Love it.
Keeps going. That is one thing. He does keep going.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
That's all you can do, man.
He doesn't dwell.
I learned this. There's a little known Stoicism book that they made into a movie, and I recommend that everybody watch it because it really is where I get everything from my life, and is why I'm so successful. It's a movie called Joe Dirt.
Yeah, Joe Dirt.
Keep on keeping on. I mean, it's just Am I making a bit of a joke? Yes. But I mean, to be honest, man, you just what options do you have?
Fair enough. That's your sister.
Setting what options do you have?
Fair enough.
Setting oh, I want to.
Great movie though. Great movie.
That is not the part of the movie I was referencing. Part of the movie I was born
What
in
you
West
got here
Virginia. We
is
don't
a
joke about
giant
that
ball of poopy. I think that's what he said. Something like
shit. Yes. It's space poop. It's space peanut.
All right.
Oh, it's such a great movie. That's a great movie. I'm gonna watch that tonight. I'm gonna watch that movie tonight. So everybody go home and watch Joe Dirt. Well, actually, most people are
I'd
probably
take you up
home.
on that.
Watch Joe Dirt. Not after the show.
Not right now, obviously. Yeah. All right. Last piece of news. This is
Clearly.
Advertisement for rubber ducks. All right. Next piece of news. Jaguar sales dropped 97% in Europe amid controversial rebrand and EV transition. 97%. Check this out. No, you're going to love this, though. You're going to love this. Only 94 Jaguar vehicles were registered in Europe over the last year.
Yes! Europe.
The entire continent of Europe. They
not
sold
the UK,
49.
not France. Europe.
Yeah. That's pretty.
And I'd like to know how many of them were registered to government owned entities.
Right. Let's see. Only 49 Jaguar vehicles registered in Europe. In April, not over the course of a year. In April of 2025, a 97.5% drop compared to 1,961 last year. So last year they sold almost 2,000. This year they sold 49.
I mean, 2,000 is a low number to me too, but 2,000 Jaguars is different than, Honda Civics.
Well, when it's a $100,000 car, yeah.
Yeah.
But 49, that's rough, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Tatas, you need to sell that the whole package to me. I'm actually interested in doing it. I would crowdfund that and bring the money together. I would absolutely take Land Rover and Jaguar.
It's true, and
hell yeah.
Generally speaking, David's actually a fan of Tatas, and in this case, he's gonna take the Jaguar off your hands.
Well, our main topic tonight's about Chi-Chis, so I mean, come on, Tatas and Chi-Chis. Man, we're just all over this. We're July is now because today we're talking all about Tatas and Chi-Chis.
We need to do a show, an interview. The new president of Chi-Chis. He's the old president as well. He's starting it, and we need to tell him. He needs to buy Tatas, so that way he owns Chi-Chis and Tatas. That's a resume piece right there.
And then just register boobs while you're at it. I mean, why not?
He could own Hooters. I mean, Hooters isn't doing well.
Yeah.
Actually,
Hooters is
part of the same corporate entity. It's a crime.
It really is.
What's that? Hooters and who?
The fact that Hooters and Chi-Chis aren't under the same corporate entity, it's a crime.
Wow. I like Chi-Chis. I like the fact we're gonna be. I don't want to go too much into it because we're gonna be talking a little bit about it here in a minute. But
so anyway, that's Jaguar for you.
So that's interesting because we actually the when they launched that, we were the first to tear into it. Now, before we go any further, before we get anything else, we're going to talk about this because we are trendsetters on this show. It may not seem like it, but we are. Okay,
I'm not sure
we were on top of the Bud Light issue before anybody else.
That's true, we were.
We were on top. But everybody wanted to take a political stance on it. We didn't take a political stance on it. We took a business stance on it. We were the first people to identify it and the first people to say, "Hey, this is what's going to be the outcome of it because you alienated your core." With Jaguar, we did the same thing with Jaguar.
Yeah.
And you made a mistake in the very first Underdog journey. Yes. And it has lived on with us as an inside joke. I use it, you use it.
Yeah.
As our current wives. And there is currently a trend going around the internet talking and introducing, this is my current wife,
That's-
and watching the wives get
And I'm like,
pissed.
they get that from us. That has to be from
They
us.
did.
Yeah. Like this is bullshit.
I did
You
that
guys state your sources. You need to cite your sources, guys. This came from not us, okay? Because as much as I want to be lumped into this was West. This was West
100%.
setting the current wife trend.
It's true.
In fact,
I'm a
will
trendsetter.
fund the lawsuit that he is bringing upon you.
I'm going to sue all your asses.
I am going to fund every dime of it.
I mean, in my defense, I've said a lot of dumb stuff. So eventually, one of them is going to catch on organically.
One of them
is
going to catch on. Yeah. So we had the current wife thing. So you know what's next is poised for uptick.
Ding dong.
Is going to ding dongs. Yes, ding dongs are going to become a thing. We're going to see.
Ding dongs
are they host? Yeah, ding dongs are going to become a big thing.
I want to make a prediction.
About ding dongs?
No, about a company.
Okay.
That we can watch. Cracker Barrel is going to go out of business for the next 5 years.
Why do you say this?
They're revamping all the restaurants to white walls.
What?
Yeah.
Like getting rid of all the weird knickknacks?
Yep.
That's weird.
Yep. Their business is down because they made some very woke-ish decisions. And now they're rebranding and putting in white walls.
That's terrible.
They're done.
Do you know what other breakfast joint has white walls and is kind of a cleaner cut version of Cracker Barrel?
Waffle House.
Bob Evans.
Well, and Bob Evans has had troubles. Now I think that's management. Poor management.
Yeah, that's because they went.
Yeah, well, I mean,
restaurant to a
leader.
Yeah. Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Literally, the new MBAs working there, and they've been there for a while.
Yeah. You can't let an MBA run a company. That's a great.
They're-
MBAs are good to have an accounting, but that's just it. Leave them there. Don't let them make decisions about the business. There's people they cannot think. They have no strategic thought. They have no critical thinking skills.
Tell me you don't just
you cannot let those people run a business, or they will run it right into the ground.
Quit fucking with my restaurants.
Interesting rant on you.
Oh man, yeah. They don't know what they're fucking doing.
He likes the Cracker Barrel.
I do. I just recently ate there.
I love Cracker Barrel,
and it was great. It was old.
So literally,
I love nostalgic restaurants.
Yeah. So in Columbus, you guys still have? Do you still only have two? Do you still only have two Cracker Barrels over there? One out on 70 and Rome Hilliard Road, and one up on 71 by the Harley Davidson shop.
Yeah. I have no idea.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. So that's two. So I moved here, and I'll tell you, the first time I came here, when I passed at the very next exit down the road, like literally the next exit down the freeway for me is Cracker Barrel.
No, and when was the last time you've been there, David?
I try to go as much as possible, but the family not so much. So now that we've said it, if they're open tomorrow, I'm going to freaking Cracker Barrel tomorrow for.
So what's your
brunch?
What's your best Cracker Barrel meal? What do you get when you go there? What's your go-to?
So it's grandma's sampler or something like that. You get the pancakes, you get the sausage, you get the biscuits, and I always get a side of gravy so I can get some biscuits and gravy going. And I ditched the grits for apples. It's just so good. And then they serve dinner like idiots. Like somebody walks in and they order dinner at Cracker Barrel. Like, this is a breakfast place. Get out of here, man.
I just had
what the hell's wrong with you?
I had a campfire dinner in there. It was half a chicken with corn and potatoes, all wrapped in foil, blazing freaking hot. It was delicious. Their chicken and dumplings is out of this world.
Now, I do like their chicken and dumplings. I have had their chicken and dumplings before.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Hey, I got a question about Facebook. So on this little comment part right here, when I hit the heart over and over and over again, does that register as one new heart every time?
I don't know. I see a bunch of them fly up after you hit the button a lot of times.
Okay, so that's good for you guys, though, right?
Sure.
So if I sit here and hit it 1,000 times, you got 1,000 hearts.
It doesn't really mean anything.
Oh, it doesn't? Doesn't help the algorithms?
No.
You know what? No. Just you sit back there the rest of the show and just hit the heart button.
Just keep pumping out the hearts
keep
there.
hitting the heart.
There you go.
Heart.
But it's up, down, left, right, ABA. Just don't forget that.
Okay.
Contra.
It's Contra. Yeah, dude.
He knew it.
Contra
He
out of
called it out
nowhere.
there. You guys old
Yes.
school NES guys.
Yeah.
You know your stuff.
We had one of those on the ship.
There you go.
Oh,
So
man.
Keith Edwards says now he wants to go to Cracker Barrel. David, I think you gotta.
I mean, who doesn't want to go to Cracker Barrel? I want
Here's
to
what
go
you
to
gotta
Cracker
do,
Barrel.
David. You gotta get the guys together and make a run on Cracker
Well,
Barrel.
go there
Do a
soon
thing.
because they're not going to be around.
Well, I might try to get Nikki to go tomorrow. Although it'd be nice if if we got up early and went, the kids will all be asleep. So
There
we
you go.
could
Go before the kids wake
we
up.
can just skip off to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, go before the kids wake up.
I'll teach them sleeping.
Get home, they'll sleep until noon. That's their problem.
Oh yeah, Penny just got out of school. Today is her 4th day on summer break.
Who?
Fourth day on summer break? My kid's been on summer break for like a month.
Well, yeah, but your kids will go back to school like a month before Penny does.
Fair enough.
God,
Okay.
I hate summer break. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I just want to be in school. And
Nerd.
What's in the news?
That was all the news. You sure you guys don't want to have like an hour-long conversation about a cheeseburger or something?
No.
Are you sure?
Really
we can do that if that's what you want to do.
What was it? What was it we got on? It was like an hour-long conversation. What was it? What was it? A cheeseburger? Was it?
For some reason?
I forget, but I'm sure it was important. And Wes just failed.
It was very important. I think it was chicken sandwiches. I don't think it was a cheeseburger.
I don't even know.
I think it was chicken sandwiches. Dave's, because I think we were talking about Dave's hot chicken, and then there's a difference between. Yeah. Then we were talking about Subway. I think we were talking about Subway buying Dave's hot chicken.
Yep. And it was very relevant to the conversation. I think you just took it that night and forgot.
I had been drinking turpentine, or at least I wish I did.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Are we ready for our topic then?
So the main topic. Of today's show is
my name is Inigo Montoya. You'll kill my father. Prepare to die. All right, go ahead.
It's all about the secrets to resurrecting a dead brand, right? So how many like old companies or old brands you're like, man, I miss this thing. This should have been a thing. David, how many conversations have you and I had about
Pizza Hut?
You talk about Pizza Hut.
Pay attention.
Or
Pizza
MySpace.
Hut. Pay attention. Duckhead.
MySpace.
What was yours?
Think about MySpace.
MySpace, yeah. MySpace would be great.
MySpace would comeback.
MySpace would crush Facebook in 2 years.
Oh yeah.
If they brought back MySpace, if you literally brought back MySpace as a social media platform, it would crush Facebook in 2 years.
Woolworths.
The Woolworths. You're old. All right. Fair enough. So
what did he say?
He said Woolworths.
So I'm not going to go Woolworths, but I will go Lazarus.
Yeah, Lazarus.
Lazarus. Okay, there's a place for that.
They have a restaurant in Lazarus?
It's not. So Keith Edwards says Chi-Chi's. I think he's cheating. I think he's cheating and reading the title of the of the episode. Not Chi-Chi's. Yeah, get ahead of us, man. We'll get there. We'll get there. So it's, to me, when I say Lazarus, you could do it with Macy's, but you got to bring it. You got to bring it back to old Macy's. You got to put professionals. I want a tailor in the men's department. I want a tailor up there. I want a guy who walks out when he measure me. They do it. I want. You remember Julie from the J.C. Penney over at Tuttle, little Chinese lady. That, all of us Masons went over and got our suits made there because you could get an off the rack suit for a really good price, and she always took good care of you. But she would do all the tailoring for you, and that little lady was a rock star, a rock star.
So that's something else with places like that is part of the nostalgia is good service. I think that's what people miss too.
Yes.
Who has good memories of a retail experience like from recent years? Nobody. They don't exist.
Oh no, it's miserable. Miserable. I'm a big guy. Even shopping for my shoes, they're like, you just need to order online. I'm like, I think you need to close this business down and fire you, and only have an online presence. If you've got to tell me to go online, then you don't need to be here.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, I went to the mall literally to go for a walk when it was so freaking hot, and Penny's.
You're a mall walker.
Penny's is done because there's no service in there anymore.
Well, malls in general.
God, you could put me in there.
But that's all retail most food locations. I'll tell you, 9 out of 10 times that I get fast food, the order's wrong. 9 out of 10 times.
Oh yeah.
Nobody
I'm
cares.
trying to get
Nobody
away from
cares.
fast food.
Yeah, well, I think we all should, but
We
the
all
point
should.
is,
We should just bankrupt fast food right today. Just
When I go
walk
to
away from it.
McDonald's, it's the same. It's the order's perfect every single time.
Is it?
McDonald's, you are a rock star. Sometimes I have to wait a little bit longer because they go, "Hey, pull
No,
over now that the meals are $20."
no.
But
So fast food is supposed to be fast and cheap. That was the whole premise.
now it's new.
McDonald's had it right. McDonald's, oh, so man, we're going on a rant like nobody's business now. McDonald's was built off of speed and low cost, and they have lost every single thing that they were about originally.
Oh yeah.
And when they have you pull forward, do you know why they're having you pull forward? Because they're being measured on their ticket time and their window times. So they clear your order from the window time so that they can have a good metric for the people that's efficient up top. And they can go, this place, you hate it when I do that, but
I get very
it
uncomfortable. I get very
it is what it is, bud. I call call it out where I see it. Or how about we just call them the MBAs from now on? To the MBAs that are looking for these things, they go, this is what matters. Ticket times at the window. When all they're doing is having you pull up to pull up, they take your order off the screen, kills your timer, and they can take however long they want to make your meal because it
that's
doesn't matter
why my
anymore.
brother doesn't pull up. He absolutely refuses to pull up.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't. And
You
the
also order a
donations,
liter of cola.
Do you want to donate to this? Do you want to donate to that? No, because I'm not interested in making you look good on your balance sheet. No. I have no interest whatsoever. This is not about charity. This is about you getting a tax deduction that I don't get to carry. I don't get to add up all the dollars I gave McDonald's or whoever throughout the year and take that off of my taxes. They take them off on their taxes as donations. Plus, they put all that money into escrow, and they can draw interest on it, and then they make a donation once a year.
Calm down. You're getting Keith excited.
Keith says yes.
Yeah.
But so David can
Mother
go off all
fathers.
day on customer service. This is
Well, yeah. When
we've
it
been
comes to
through-
customer service, yes. All right. Whew.
I'm not. No,
With
I
the-
actually like your
with
rants on
the-
customer service. I totally agree with you on customer service
I would
rants.
like
I think.
to
But we have other plans for tonight. So let's get to the other plans for tonight because I mean everybody knows me and customer service is crucial and critical
But good service
in my
plays
book.
into the idea of what can help revive your brand. If you're a brand that's
Exactly.
known for having good service, like you were saying, JCPenney's.
Don't
you
encourage
guys
me,
come
man.
back. What's that?
Don't encourage me to go back on my customer service rant
You know
because
what?
it's minorly tangent to this.
I would love to see McDonald Lane glasses come back.
What?
Nostalgia. We're doing nostalgia, right? McDonald's used to have glasses with hamburger.
Oh,
on
you can buy the
them.
glasses
yeah,
from the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
God,
I'm
I
tell-
flip out
dude,
at those again.
Man,
Yeah.
Collectibles. I get it. What?
that was good. And come back and we'll go and I mean because that's a collectible thing. That is something that people are going to go, oh wow, I have the 1985 version of this. Can I get the 2025 version as well? Collect all 6.
Sure.
And Happy Meal toys.
Oh,
It's
Happy
time
Meal
to
was
time to step
garbage.
time to step your game. They're not as bad as going to Wendy's.
Oh,
Wendy's is
toys
like,
are the-
here, take this piece of paper and cut it out 7 different ways, and
Yeah, it's like a
it can
random
make
piece of
it
cardboard
can make
with
a cut
some-
up piece of paper.
It's like a random piece of cardboard with some like weird shaped plastic that you can stick together that has a sticker of
Yeah.
on it. You're like, what is that? No kid wants to play with this.
Back in my
Yeah, nobody wants that.
McDonald Land, Happy Meals came with 1 acre of land out in Oklahoma.
Yeah, they came with 1 acre and you.
Yes.
It was
Yeah, they were worth it.
it was a different time back then. It was different times.
Different time.
So,
Different time.
so there's another brand that's making a comeback, and they can really, if they do it right, they can really come back
Oh.
with a vengeance. So this is Chi-Chi's.
So yeah. So I think there's a true vacancy in this spot because On the Border is kind of regional.
Mhm.
So and Chi-Chi's is going to have to start out like that too. But On the Border is a different feel. On the Border does not replace Chi-Chi's.
I don't know.
Have you been
on the border?
On the Border? On the Border, so what we're talking about
It's
is a
probably in New York.
casual. No. You can. There's one over by Easton. There
Okay.
used to be one over on Tuttle too, but I don't know if it's still there.
I know make a run
Too
for
many.
them, but they don't use that catchphrase anymore. I think that's. I
This
think they learned they
that's a
can't really
business
use
that
that one
would
anymore.
it actually may resonate a little bit more now than it did before.
Imagine if Taco Bell tried to bring that back. I don't think
Yeah.
it would hit the mark the way they wanted to. It would be funny.
Just a Rottweiler going, "Yo quiero Taco Bell."
Yeah. No, all right, let's move on. So okay, so Chi Chi's is prime for a comeback. And honestly, so David, do you have any good memories of Chi Chi's?
Yes, I remember my cousin, who's a slight bit younger than me. I might have been maybe 10, 11, somewhere in that range. She was in a high chair. She was in a high chair. And we ordered this is gonna be really good for Chi Chi's, by the way. And they ordered a virgin strawberry daiquiri for her, and they switched it accidentally with somebody else in the restaurant that had a actual strawberry daiquiri.
That's pretty.
And she'd been sitting there drinking it, and she was acting, and I was like, and they were all making jokes. I wasn't quite old enough to really understand too much about, like, man, I think she got one that really had alcohol in it. And it's about 5 or 6 minutes later, the staff come flying over
Oh
because
no.
whoever got the one that didn't have alcohol in it started complaining. They're like, this got no freaking alcohol. This got no freaking alcohol. And then they realized they served this toddler a
That's really funny.
full tilt, nice little rum drink. And she was like, I feel loopy. So yeah, I have some good memories.
That's awesome. So this
It
is
was
also
great.
going to be good for Chi Chi's. There had been one in Westland Mall for a long time here in Central Ohio, and it closed down. The main thing that people knew it for right before it closed down is the wait staff had been selling crack out of the restaurant, and that was the end of Chi Chi's in Westland
I used
Mall.
to get the best crack there. It always had cheese with it.
It's when they deep fry it with the ice cream.
It was so good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. A little deep fried crack.
Yeah.
So we have a video that you shared with us earlier that is the old and new president.
So this is the son of the founder.
Right.
This is the son of the founder of Chi Chi's. And I like what he's doing. And that's why I sent it over to you. I was like, this is something we should show because, and when we talk about funding your business, and that's really the core of what we actually talk about is you all starting your business. Sometimes going to a bank is not the best of ideas. Sometimes tapping out and pulling every bit of the equity out of your home or even going upside down is not the best of ideas. Never is. Don't do that. This is somebody who has some means already and is still doing, like, you can invest in Chi Chi's.
Well, let's play the video. Let's hear his words.
Restart up. So let's play the video. But I think it's wonderful. I'm actually going to put money into this.
Are you? You're
For
gonna
no other reason? Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Not that I want a return on it, but just because I want to be part of this guy's story.
All right. Well, let's hear what he has to say. All right. Let's.
Hi, my name is Michael McDermott, and I am the CEO of Chi Chi's Mexican Restaurants. My father founded the concept back in 1976, and it grew to over 200 locations. The last restaurant closed over 20 years ago, but I'm bringing it back, and this time you can be a part of it.
Bringing it back.
We are raising money through Start Engine, and you can become an investor for as little as $250. If you want to learn more about this investment or what Chi Chi's is doing, please click the link below. Hope to see you soon at Chi Chi's.
So that's pretty cool.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to do the minimum. I'm going to go up and above that. But just I really like fried ice cream.
Oh, I do too. It's the best.
How do they fry it without it melting though?
They
It blows my mind.
Really cold, and then they fry
It's very, very frozen.
You think
Yeah.
they actually do?
Yeah, I do. They do.
Huh.
It's a flash. Yeah, I know how to do it too.
I didn't.
I mean, it's a flash frozen or
Apparently they
a
do it.
flash fry on a very hard frozen. So I can teach you how to do it.
So the stores they're opening 2 stores to begin with. I have it in the show notes here. Let's go back to the main screen so I can get back to my show notes.
Back to the show notes.
Back to the show notes so I can be somewhat accurate. So Minnesota.
So if somebody wanted to see the show notes, where would they go?
Somebody wants to see show notes. You go to torchdynamic.com. Torchdynamic.com. has all of our show notes as blog posts. And if you wanted to hire Torch Dynamic to do your to marketing, social media, consulting on those things, feel free to reach out. TorchDynamic.com
Yeah.
is the go. So
Yeah, that's I mean, and I highly recommend it. Hey, guy from Chi-Chi's, I forget his name, McDermott.
Yeah, Dylan.
You need to hire Torch Dynamic.
Michael McDermott. Dylan McDermott's an actor.
Gotcha.
No relation.
So I just called him McDermott because I couldn't remember the first name.
Yeah.
So McDermott, you need to hire Torch Dynamic to do your startup marketing to bring this in.
Look,
and to make sure that everybody in your and it's more your internal marketing we need to look at. And dude, that's a great thing, internal marketing. Anyway, let's keep going.
Anyway,
I don't want to give away because I think that'd be a great show at another day.
Right. So here's the interesting thing, and this is why we're talking about Chi-Chi specifically and the nostalgia play on how to really bring back a dead brand. Is
Pizza Hut, call me.
Chi-Chi's isn't really doing that. Everybody has memories of Chi-Chi's. It was a thing. It was an institution in some neighborhoods, and they're really kind of downplaying. They're starting kind of slow. They're not going full blast into nostalgia like they totally should. So we're going to run through the best ways to bring back a dead and dying brand. We're going to start with the nostalgia, which Chi-Chi's isn't really doing. So again,
they're not. So they're doing what, 2?
What's that? Starting 2 new restaurants in Minnesota.
Starting with 2 restaurants.
And that's this
Minnesota.
year.
Don't you know they talk like that there? They talk like that. And when I was out there and the lady I was at a diner and whatnot, and the first time she pulled out a "don't you know," I just was like, oh my god, are they messing with me right now?
With me?
You have to be flexible to go to different states. They speak differently. You gotta go with the flow.
Brother, who do you know that travels through more states than I do?
That's a fact. That's true.
Yeah, but it always seems to confuse you.
Oh, it doesn't confuse me. It amuses me. There's a difference.
I see the difference. Yeah.
So, yes. I'm just sitting there like, oh man, that's real. that is real.
That's a real. Oh,
you should try the apple pie, don't you know?
Don't you? Now you're a little Irish on that one.
That's the best I got. But
Irish,
I'm just like, I mean,
they got a lot in common.
It's the same thing. They're white and they like potatoes.
You're not far off. So Hormel Foods,
yes.
Which actually currently keeps the Chi-Chi's name alive through
Hormel does.
Hormel. They sell the chips and salsas.
Really?
Yep.
Hormel.
Chips and salsas. There's a couple seasonings out there too that still carry the Chi-Chi's brand. So I don't know. So Matt, just think of it this way. Think if the Bob Evans restaurants closed down effective today. Tomorrow, the frozen foods and all the stuff that's in the stores would continue completely.
Yeah.
They are completely different businesses.
Yeah. Well,
they're owned by completely different people.
Well, I love
remember the
Hormel.
Kahiki restaurant. They're still,
I never got to get there.
They're still sold in frozen food sections, Kahiki stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a Kahiki restaurant.
I'm a huge fan of the corporation Hormel at the wholesale level.
Are you?
Yeah, they're such a good company. They've got incredible food.
I'm a fan of the Hormel chili.
Their support systems are so good.
Do they have good fries? They sell good fries?
No, they do not have fries that I'm aware of.
So you not talk about
to
the moon YouTube.
Right. Hey, now that you bring that up, aren't we now 3 years down the line from Fry Me to the Moon that you were supposed to start any day now?
2 years since we created the name.
Okay.
And now I'm almost ready to go.
He's so close. He's like
what is wait. Un momento, por favor, señores and señoritas. What's on your arm? Is that a shadow, Matt, or did you get a tattoo?
No, I haven't had
or
it
just
while there now.
He's had the tattoo for a long time.
Yes, for about a year now.
I've never seen it. Get up close to the camera so we can see it.
It's a Cutterman's pin from my military days.
All right. Yeah, keep flexing that arm.
Yeah,
I'll put it back out there. I didn't see it.
Yes, I am a seaman.
Matt's a real
seaman. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. All right. So Chi-Chi's, you're coming back, but you're not leveraging all the power that you have. We are from now on, we're going to call this nostalgia equity. Nostalgia equity. And you are not leveraging your nostalgia equity. So West, Take her away, champ.
Right. So they're doing the nostalgia bait a little bit. In that they're still using the Chi-Chi's name. The son of one of the co-founders is bringing it back. He's using that personal story a little bit to his advantage, but he's not going full blast into nostalgia.
Okay, so let me ask you this: if you were Wes Carnahan right
Okay.
now, if you're like, you know what,
He is Wes Carnahan.
I am. Last my check.
I love Chi-Chi so much, I'm not going to let this fail. How would you reach out and get a hold of this guy and tell him this?
How would I reach out to him?
I would start a podcast, wait almost 5 years, and do a show about it.
Well, I didn't hear what he said.
I started
I said,
podcast, do it for 5 years.
Do a show about
Do a show
All
about
right,
it.
yeah, that's it.
There you go.
do a
But
show.
no, seriously, like, how would you, there's got to be a way to get a hold of him to convey this message.
I'm on it.
Let's make it happen. I'm sure I could find him on LinkedIn. I'll bet he's on LinkedIn.
But at any rate, that's just always my thought when we have these types of shows, or when you have these types of shows.
Well, yeah.
Is how do you reach out to these people and just give them this information?
Well, yeah, exactly. Look, if you hired Torch Dynamic, we could manage the entire process for him,
Right.
and they'd be an instant success.
Or
Instant
you guys
success.
the owner of Torch Dynamic?
Yeah, one or two of us.
Okay, all right, let's go.
So anyway, so he's kind of playing up the personal story a little bit. You know, in the video he mentions he's the son of one of the co-founders, yada yada, and
Yeah.
that's great and that's awesome. But he's not going full bore into it. He needs a full campaign about this was Chi-Chi's. Remember Chi-Chi's? Here's a good analogy for it. Remember the South Park episode about member berries?
Yeah.
He needs to member berry the hell out of this thing because everybody members Chi-Chi's.
I don't know. I've never seen that one. Do I need to watch this?
Well, yeah, obviously.
It's
that's
literally called Member Berries.
Member
so
Berries.
It's not hard to find.
It's a good one, and there's a ton of memes about
I
the
think
Member
it's
Berries.
season 22.
I mean, to be fair, I think you should watch every episode of South Park.
You should.
I mean, it really is one of the best damn shows out there.
So David, I don't think I'm giving away too much, but I'm going to ask your permission before I get into the details. Your idea about what you thought you and I should do for Pizza Hut. Can we talk about this? Because I think the same thing would work for Chi-Chi's. Actually, for real.
Here's the thing: is how much of do we? I'm telling you, man, that's a big idea. This is a big one. And now, everybody that's on here has watched. I mean, people who watch the show, they know I give up everything. I mean, hey, you want to do this? Here's a great idea. Here's a great idea. Here's a great idea. You want to run this? Oh, you got passions over here. Do this. I'll give you ideas left and right. The fact that I'm holding this one even a little bit,
that's why I asked your permission before I
tell you.
That's why I asked your permission before I said anything.
But I say we go full send. I say we go full send. I mean, let's do it. Just go for it. Let's do it. Because people at Pizza Hut, if you do this, I want to cut.
All right. So this would actually work for Chi-Chi's though.
And Chi-Chi's, same thing.
Essentially, what this guy should do is he needs to create, maybe go in a different direction slightly from what you say, David, but generally speaking, it's kind of the same thing. He needs to create an online series where every day, maybe a couple times a week even, he creates episodes of sort of The Office, but as he's creating and bringing back and reviving Chi-Chi's, where it'll be, him sitting with the marketing team, talking about how they can bring things back, or, him talking to the behind the scenes people about, in The Office, talking about this and that, but it's all related to the brand. And they'll make in-jokes about what they used to do, about the fried ice cream, and, some of the old commercials, they have those playing, and I want to do that, and some, snarky guy off to the side makes a joke about it, that sort of thing. David, maybe I'm not describing your Pizza Hut idea.
And that's actually works out better to my betterment. My idea is amazing, by the way. It's the most beautiful idea that anybody's ever seen. Everybody agrees. It's the most beautiful idea. Anyway, so Dan McDonald's tuned in.
The agenda, just that I'm trying to wing it, and I'm not doing it very
good. But yeah, that's fine. No, you're doing a great job. But before we go any further, because Dan McDonald joined in, and I wanted to catch him up real quick because he asked, "Does Chi-Chi still exist?" which means he missed part of the show, a lot of the show.
He did.
And Dan, we just watched a video from the son of one of the original founders. They're restarting Chi-Chi's. They're going to open 2 spots in Minnesota to kind of kick off the brand, and you're able to invest for as low as $250. So there is some stuff there. So what we did was we're kind of spitting out the nostalgia effects and saying, yes, they're coming back, but they're not really leveraging all the power they have from their nostalgia. I'm having trouble with that word. It's the West Virginian coming out in me. The nostalgia equity. They're not really taking all the cards that they have
Right.
and playing them. So now Wes is talking about another idea that I had. It more revolved around Pizza Hut, and we're trying to apply that here. And Wes is talking about creating basically a show or something like that kind of shows the inner workings, sitting with marketing, sitting with sales, sitting with even accounting, in all of these things, so that you can see some of the behind the scenes work done. Not exactly what I had, but if you want more, Pizza Hut, call me.
There you go. But no, I mean, even if he just got like a bank of the old ads, right?
Yes.
And he just played like snippets of the old ads and had just put them out there as like clues, just like footprints in the sand, and just got people
Okay,
thinking about it.
I'm gonna have you pull up. I'm gonna have you pull up a website. I'm gonna have you pull up something right now. I want you to Google 2025, 2026 Ford Mustang Fox body. Now, we're talking about nostalgia, and that kind of harkening to the past. The Fox body Mustang is the Mustang that a lot of people fell in love with. It was a powerhouse. What you could do with it, from everything, the drop top, Vanilla Ice, sing about it in the 5.0. I mean, there's a lot to that car. Ford is coming back out with a Fox body Mustang. That is a company that's actually leveraging their nostalgia equity for the car. Now they've got it. This is not quite the right renderings of it, but they've got one out. I read the whole entire article earlier today about it, and it is a car that is. I'm a Corvette guy. I may break my trend and go 2025 or 2026 whenever this thing actually hits the market. I might go Ford Mustang on it.
Fair enough.
Might do it.
Fair enough.
And it doesn't. It's if you've ever seen a Fox body Mustang or been around that kind of culture, it is an amazing group of guys. It's an amazing group of people, not just guys, but amazing group of people. The cars are wonderful. That brings back a lot of memories. I remember I had a buddy when I lived north up in Delaware in Ohio. When I lived up there for about a year and a half, and one of my buddies had a Fox body Mustang, and we cruised. We went to clubs downtown. We had girls flash us in that car all the time. I have no idea. They're like, Fox body, let me show you my boobs. I mean, it was a great car. It was a wonderful time. So there's a lot to be said about it. And I want to illustrate the differences between one company to the other. We got Chi-Chi's.
Speaking of,
Which, funny
okay,
enough,
yeah.
speaking of boobs, right? And the other, Ford, is so Ford is actually leveraging. There is somebody in Ford, and I'm going to find out who it is. I'm going to find out who it is. But there is somebody in Ford that actually has their head on their shoulders, and mad props to them, because they are looking at the market. They are identifying who their core customer are, and this car is not going to be available in an EcoBoost 4-cylinder or an anemic 6-cylinder. It is only going to come in the V8 model, or the V8 engine, the new Coyote, whatever the latest version of the Coyote engine. That's it. You know why? Because that's what that customer wants. It is a stroke of brilliance. Absolute stroke of brilliance. So This is a company that's actually using that nostalgia value, that nostalgia equity. And now we're going to go back and talk about Chi-Chi's again, saying, hey, you're coming back, but man, you are leaving some stuff on the table here.
Well, so. Well, first of all, before we get to that, Dan had a good point. Dan says that could work as long as they don't do what Applebee's has done and serving frozen microwave food and warm beer. Then it wouldn't fly. They would need
Yeah.
to, yeah. So no, you're totally right, Dan, 100%. But
So that goes into customer service. That goes into customer service
right.
that we talked about earlier. He missed it when I went on the rant. Not this time was a rant about Ford Mustang, but earlier today earlier in the show was a rant about customer service.
Right.
Talked about Julie from J.C. Penney over at Tuttle Mall at the JC. Yeah, and she was in the men's
Right.
department and she was a rock star. But customer service, so you have to have customer service. You just have to.
Right.
And if you don't have customer service, your product sucks. Period.
Oh, 100%. And you can't be known, especially on a comeback. Like you don't want to be known as coming back with shitty product. And your service is part of your product, by the way.
Thank you for calling Shitty Walk.
Shitty Walk. Speaking of South Park, but so
Yes.
you were mentioning Ford and you were mentioning the Mustang, and
Yeah.
one thing that car had, the style, the engine, the way it ran, just everything about it, right? It had what we call in branding brand equity. Brand equity.
So
and that's what nostalgia
I keep
is.
trying to hammer that exact term into some of my leadership people.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. You're confusing brand equity with panel capability, and we've got to stop that. They're different things, guys. They're different things.
Right. So your brand equity is built by a lot of things, but generally speaking, it is the reputation of your brand in the mind of your users.
Fantastic. Now, how is it?
So I will pay extra for Mont Blanc.
Okay.
I will pay extra for Samsung. I will pay extra for certain things. This is for Matt. I'm sorry, this is for Matt. This is for Matt.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Exactly. I've had good customer service. I've had great products, low complaints, excellent customer service. All of these things feed into that brand's equity. That is the value, the equity being the value of dealing with that business. And the number one thing above all is ease of business. I'm about to switch from T-Mobile just because of how complicated it is to do business with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave him the warning. I was like, one more at that point, and that was his buzzword. One more. Well, at that point, you can, dude, one more of those, I'm switching back to Verizon.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm out. You got to make it easy to do business. And all of that, if you take all of that and you pack it into the ball, that ball is the brand equity.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew what brand equity is, but I think a lot of times with these industry terms, you guys tend to think that everybody knows those terms, and every now and then
that's a good point.
Stop.
Matt, go get West, get up, go back there right now and high five him. Right now. We will wait.
Yeah,
we will wait.
No,
yes.
No, I hate when he makes good points because then we have to compliment him.
Yes.
Excellent.
That
point.
is
Thanks,
Matt.
Excellent point.
Matt.
Thank you.
Matt.
He's
that
on the ball
was
he's on the ball tonight.
Excellent. Man, he said before the show he was going to stay on topic, and he's done fairly well at that, but that was gold. So one of the ladies that I work for a guy and I work for a lady. It's how I matrix report to people, right? And that lady, she called us out on that. And I'm sitting there, I'm mid-sentence in my head, and I'm like, holy crap. I am probably one of the absolute worst people in the world at that.
You actually are.
Oh, yeah. And so like, oh, wow. So it has been, so that was probably 3 months ago.
Well,
and I have been for 3 months. What's that?
You've heard us talk about the marketer's blind spot on this show.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. So I just, I'm so niched in that sometimes I forget that some of the things that we talk about, and in
Yeah.
my professional life and in the personal life and in on the show, not every viewer is there. They we talk about brand equity, like, oh, to you and I and Matt back there, we're like, oh yeah, brand equity, yeah, that's fine. But to to challenge Matt, dude, high five him again, because that was one for you. Need one for me. Because I mean, that was absolutely awesome. Great job, Matt.
Yeah.
I mean, really great job.
Yeah. So yeah. So to that point.
I
So
am I am smiling, super proud of him right now. Like, I can't get over
It's
it.
like a
I'm
proud
super
dad.
proud of him right now. That was awesome.
He always gets super proud when he drinks Blanton's.
It's true. It's true.
He's got the
He's
Blanton's
drinking
brown.
Blanton's more often. So, but yeah,
I drink Blanton's a lot. I don't know what you're talking about more often.
he's gonna make a chandelier out of the bottles. I don't think he can drink more often. He owns equity share in Hall H or Warehouse H.
Warehouse H.
Warehouse age.
Hall H is Comic-Con, so that's getting my things mixed up. Anyway, so brand equity is something that that Chi-Chi's really needs to start using to their advantage.
They have it. They have it.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. They need to use it to their advantage, and they're really not
Yeah.
to this point, which is why we're talking about it now.
Wouldn't you say that the Chi-Chi's brand equity is built nostalgia, but it's also kind of a facade right now. Like it'll get you in the restaurant that first time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that'll bring you back that
Well,
first
yeah.
time. But those first two restaurants are going to be everything.
Well, and that's part of
Yeah.
it too. So the nostalgia, the brand equity, is going to bring people back once.
Yeah.
You get one chance at bat. And to Dan's point, Dan left a comment a minute ago. Yet companies today have lost the fact where top-notch customer service builds your company, and if it sucks, no one will deal with it. Will want to deal with that company.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's 100% right. You guys are on the same page. Is when they come back, they can't serve frozen food like Dan said. They can't serve warm beer. They can't be
Applebee's.
They need to serve great food. They need to bring back the classics. They have to bring back the fried ice cream. That's what they're known for.
Yeah. You got to bring back the sombrero. You got to bring back the sombrero.
What was the sombrero? That's hitting a memory.
That was the birthdays. That was the birthday celebration. They brought the sombrero out. They put it on your head. And they were like, happy birthday from all of us to you. Happy birthday. And something rhymes with you. You know, something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You've done this once or twice.
You know
Actually,
what?
I'm going to clip that and play that at your birthday next time.
I was
You absolutely should.
a scene from The Simpsons with that because there's a scene in The Simpsons where Homer had a fried sombrero that he could crack off and then dip in the salsa.
The chip sombrero. Yeah, the chip sombrero.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Right. So look, this guy should be playing the nostalgia card, and he's kind of doing it, but I think he's trying to play it a little like
he's a little reserved.
He's a little reserved. I don't think
being
he
too
knows,
conservative about it.
I don't think he knows the power that he has at his hands. This guy is holding the Infinity Gauntlet in his hand, and he's being reserved.
So,
he doesn't quite.
So the old lady herself, the oldest lady in all of recorded history, my mom, Laura L. Lyons Black, just commented, my favorite place for my birthday. My favorite place for my birthday. That right there, that's a commercial.
That's it.
That's a commercial.
That's exactly it. He needs to, even before he launches, he should run commercials, try and get these investors, and he should bring on ladies like your mom that say, this is my favorite place for lunch.
He should be getting
my birthday. If I'm going to celebrate my birthday, I want to celebrate my birthday at Chi-Chi's.
Yeah, that's it. He can absolutely do that. And those stories are there. User-generated content is huge, especially with nostalgia.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and we've talked about that, and that was, I was dealing with our marketing team, and we got an intern, and I got to use some of the stuff that we talk about, like normal with this person. Like, most of the people that I deal with, they don't get it. And the only thing I had to alter was her boss was like, when I'm talking like, oh, creating avatars and doing all this stuff, he goes like, we use personas, so let's try to use the same nomenclature across the board. I'm like, all right, cool. I can make that change.
Mm-hmm.
But we dig into the things. And one of the things I said is like, hey, let's get this person right here. It will add to social proof.
Right.
And
But that's the
that's
thing. They already
so
have the
much
social
more.
proof. They already have the social proof. They just need to
So
bring
just say they need to use it.
right then, and that's exactly it.
Well, maybe he needs
That's
more.
it. That's what we're using. Hey, we've got a list of stuff, right? We've got a list that we're supposed to be going through.
We do. I actually have an agenda. I'm trying to get there, but we have so many other good points that we're trying.
This is really good. This is a great topic. This is a great topic. Good job, man. This is a really good topic.
Let me ask you this though: would it be a great topic if we were all 28 years old?
If we were,
I think it would be a
old,
better topic if we were 28 years old. If I were 28 years old, I'd be looking at that many more years of investment and that many more years of entanglement with this business. This would be a better thing at 28 than it is now.
With nostalgia.
Not really, because even for 28, if we're in the marketing world, we should understand who our target audience is, what the niche is, and those aren't changing. That data is not changing.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
What would change if we were 28, though, is we'd have the cool, I'm 28, hey, you should listen to me, even though I have no real-world experience to speak of.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the show that 28-year-olds and 26-year-olds and 30-year-olds should be watching, because they're like, wait a minute, these guys are giving me all this stuff that basically I had to pay 4 years to get, and they're going to give it to me for free.
We're giving out gold.
Oh, dude, yeah, freely every week. Every week you should get something. Not almost every week. Some weeks we literally just screw off. Those are awesome, by the way.
Those are fun weeks.
Those are really fun weeks. So that's good. So yeah, so I've had some friends, I'll call them friends, that are starting franchises and whatnot, and they're doing very good. They're in Ohio. They're in, I think, Southern Ohio, and they're doing very well. And I would play. So from their standpoint, I would still try to play the nostalgia card, but I would do it from a personal nostalgia, not a business nostalgia for them, because the brand that they're working on doesn't really have that type of backing. But Chi-Chi's, really, reach out to us, man. What the hell are you doing, bud?
So
I mean,
2 locations, right? Opening 2 locations. This guy posted this video on Facebook, and for one thing, I don't think he's boosted this because I haven't seen it anywhere else. It's not in the news anywhere. This should be national news.
It should be.
He could be playing this in a very, very, very different way. Interesting thing is, I was doing research on sort of the downfall of what happened to Chi-Chi's. There are things, like I said, the one here in Central Ohio went out of business. They were selling crack out of the kitchen. Other locations had, serious hepatitis infections within the restaurant.
There were some things.
But here's the thing.
Overcome the memories.
When you're like, your mom's talking about Chi-Chi's, you're talking about Chi-Chi's, I'm talking about, I have memories from Chi-Chi's.
Hashtag that's what she said.
This is one of the few things. This is one of the few times when people aren't remembering the bad. They're remembering the good. They're remembering the food. They're remembering the fried ice cream. They're remembering the fun hats and the experiences and the good times they had there. That's what he needs to play up. And if he can come back, bring back quality product, that means not just the food, but the customer service as well. And at the same time, he needs to be generating massive amounts of user-generated content. Yeah, he's starting with 2 locations. But if every market in the U.S., if in every market in the U.S., he had at least one local person doing user-generated content, one piece of user-generated content saying, man, I remember Chi-Chi's. There's this time I took this date, I had a date there, or I had a birthday there, or senior trip there, or senior.
So let's do it like this. Let's say you have these. Okay, hey Chi-Chi's guy, Gutenberg, whatever your name is,
Michael McDermott.
Yeah, that's what I said. I just wanted to say Gutenberg because it's fun to say. Anyway, so you get your 2. You get your 2 spots there going, and you're saying, where's the next one need to go? You can literally do a countrywide tour with a food truck just to do Chi-Chi's, chips, salsa, quesadilla, chips, salsa, quesadilla. I mean, you want no more than 5 items on a menu, and you will be able to judge the interest by the revenue. So you're gonna be able to you're gonna pay for a food truck. It's going to make its money back first within a year,
Big
and
time.
it's going to give you so much market data that's the cost of the restaurant is actually going to be lower than trying to collect market data across the country.
So I have 2
Just
points.
let them go do a thing.
I have 2 points. One, I'm going to one up you
Gold.
on that one on the food truck.
Oh, I like it.
I'm
I
going to
like
one
it.
up you on
So
them.
when somebody one ups me, that means something.
All right, I'm going to one up you on the food truck. I think the food truck is a great idea. It needs to be a national road trip. Route 66.
That's it.
one
Yes.
to the other,
Yes. It needs to
and
be a road trip. It needs to be planned.
it
Yeah,
needs
absolutely.
to
I'm with you.
every stop. They need to create content about that stop where
Yes.
they show people coming up, and everybody's going to come up and have a story about Chi-Chi's. They love the name Chi-Chi's.
Yeah.
They love Chi-Chi's.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's content you post. You create a series about this road trip going cross country. At the same time, every town you go through, you put out a press release to the local news outlets, local bloggers, local podcasters, local YouTubers.
The Chi-Chi's
Hey, come
food
out,
truck
check
coming
out
through
Chi-Chi's,
on
check out Chi-Chi's.
July 28th at
It-
Central
because
Square.
when it comes through your town, it's not just a food truck coming through; it's an event, and it's a
It's
national.
the Chi-Chi's food truck. Oh my God! But did you know the Chi-Chi's
It's
food
the
truck?
Chi-Chi's food truck.
Did you know?
It's a thing.
Did you know the Chi-Chi's food truck's gonna be here? Did you know? Did you know the Chi-Chi's food truck will be here?
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Golden.
So here's another idea that he needs to implement immediately. So he put out this video because he's trying to raise money through this investment platform. I don't remember the name. You're going to invest in it.
Yeah.
You said. So
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Let us know when you do that. But what he needs to do to actually really spur on that process, he needs to create an online contest. A contest for user-generated content. Guess what? Submit your best Chi-Chi's story, and you can win it. Have a chance to win XYZ whatever thing. Everybody and their brother and their mom are gonna have a story about Chi-Chi's. Every one of them. In the meantime,
I mean, hell, my
just-
mom's told 7 stories a night about Chi-Chi's.
In the meantime, you just collected 10,000 pieces of user-generated content.
User-generated content,
and at least
user
50% of
emails,
those-
user addresses, user phone numbers.
And at least 50% of those you can actually use as your own content because they gave it to you. Like, this guy is if he doesn't really, really hardcore play up the nostalgia angle of this, he's missing a big opportunity. And that's why we're going through all of this.
All right. So let's actually get into our series because Wes took the time to actually break this down. So let's go into them. I know we don't have tons and tons of time, although we have viewers. So let's keep them going. Let's keep them happy.
Well, so in a
let's
roundabout
go
way,
through.
we've hit on a lot of these. So first was the nostalgia.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
So we went through, sort of the history of Chi-Chi's and sort of what it means, that sort of thing. Let's see. Next was what's actually happening now. We talked about they're opening 2 new stores in Minnesota. I can't do the accent.
Minnesota.
We talked about Hormel.
It's a Minnesota.
Their chips
Minnesota.
It's
all right. We disclosed that Irish accent was just as fine.
It's funny. Sometimes
how do you piss off two?
You either go like Irish or you go like Asian guy living in Minnesota.
It's like, yes. Oh, yes. This is number one.
All right. No, you're getting us in trouble now.
So wait. What was it? Chi-Chi's. I ordered some nachos. Ready 15 minutes.
So,
man.
branding and marketing, and we've kind of touched on a lot of this stuff already. Again, they need to play up what they were known for before. They could even play frame for frame old ads they ran before because people are going to remember that. If you have an old school Chi-Chi's ad and you bring back the exact same thing,
I would run my first ad. My first ad, I would run an old ad as it is.
Yeah.
Grainy. If it's grainy,
I
that's
run through
great.
a filter to make it look older.
Yeah, I would. If you had one that was in great shape, I would run through a filter to make it look old. And that would be it. Whatever the prices were, what everything is, that's my promotion for that time period that I put on there. I'm running with it. And that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because people are that is going to resonate. So
if you're watching 8K video on streaming and you see this grainy 80s Chi-Chi's ad, you're like, I mean, that's going to catch like, what the hell is that? First of all, Chi-Chi's.
Yeah.
What the hell did I just watch? It's going to catch your eye.
Yeah.
And
so they've got there's a show out. There's a spinoff of a spinoff It's a spinoff of The Big Bang Theory, which was Young Sheldon, and then there's George and Mandy's First Marriage, I think is the name of it. Weird name of a show, but whatever. They talk about Chi-Chi's quite a bit in these
Oh, really?
shows.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So you've got built-in marketing from them already. I don't know what I have no clue what station it's from. No idea. Who the ABC, CBS, or any of that. I know it's not Paramount because otherwise it'd be a Star Trek show.
a poorly written show that says Star Trek in the title, which has nothing to do with
Yes.
Star Trek at all.
It has nothing to do with
That's
Star
a different
Trek.
rant altogether.
Oh, yes. Dude, that's the alienation of that's how to destroy your brand equity.
Oh,
Hashtag Jaguar.
Don't get me started. I'm still pulling the
Anyway,
out of my heart.
yes. Yeah, it's brutal. So I actually canceled my Paramount Plus because I got fed up with it. Like, I'm done. I'm out. I can't do this anymore.
First of all, there's nothing on there I watch. Second of all, what they've done to Star Trek is appalling. I know we're talking about Chi-Chi's. You got me started talking about Star Trek. All right.
Yeah. This is me when it comes to customer service.
It's true. So major challenge before was major challenges ahead, and we've talked about that a little bit as well. So
yeah,
some of the locations that shut down, they had other difficulties. Guess what? That happens. Nobody's remembering that.
It does.
They have the good memories. That's what they're remembering.
Go
ahead.
No, so I was going to bring up the Avengers actually. The Avengers Endgame. When Tony Stark gets to go back in time and he actually meets his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes a comment. It's like, I thought this, but when it boils down to, all I remember is the good stuff.
And that's what it is. That's the amazing thing about nostalgia, especially when you use it for marketing. Guess what? Most people dwell on the bad stuff. They have a million memories about all the bad things. But when you can strike that nostalgia tune, they're never going to remember the bad stuff. They only remember the good stuff. But that also provides another challenge, though, because everybody has these great memories that you now have to live up to, right? Which means the food's going to have to be better than it was before because people have these great memories. The fried ice cream's going to have to be better than it was before because people remember it being so good. The customer service is going to have to be better. All of this can be better. And if you can be that beacon of hope and good customer service and great quality food, living up to this nostalgia that is probably outshining what even existed before, man, that's a combination.
Absolutely. I would agree with that. The nostalgia does outshine what the business was beforehand.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's Mexican food, right? Chi-Chi's is not Mexican food. They're Tex Mex.
It's Tex Mex. It's very different.
Let's put this in perspective.
It's very different.
Tex Mex is far better than Mexican food.
It kind of is.
I said what I said, and I stand by it. And if you're in Columbus, Ohio, there's a restaurant called Chile Verde. It's on Gemini. Yeah, it's on Gemini, north of Polaris. And if you want, just the most amazing Tex-Mex food you've ever had. If you want the closest thing to Chi-Chi's there is that's not Chi-Chi's, that's the place to go.
Yeah, Chile Verde.
And Chile Verde is amazing.
So I tease my current wife because one of our first dates was at Chile Verde, and every time we pass by, I always kind of pretend I've never been there before.
And that's why we call her your current wife.
She's a lucky lady.
And I'm pissed about that because we should be getting a nickel. Well, Wes should be getting a nickel every time one of these people out there pull that current wife joke.
Exactly.
Because you've been doing it for 5 freaking years, dude.
Started.
Used to be a customer.
Yeah, so I
did.
No, the Chile Verde used to be a customer
of yours.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Chile Verde.
Yeah, Chile Verde is awesome. Chile Verde is amazing.
The one of the cooks, not the chef, but the cook would always pretend he didn't speak English whenever I showed up. And I would ask him questions. He'd look at me and he spoke perfect English. Yeah, he was just messing with me.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think he just didn't like you.
Oh.
That happens a lot.
So Dan just dropped a nugget here. Margaritas is basically the new edition of Chi-Chi's. So there's a restaurant called Margaritas. But not as good as it was. Now,
Interesting. I didn't know that. I've never been to margaritas either.
so I've never been to Margaret. Actually, I may have been.
I
I
do
don't
like
remember.
your
I think
mom's
people.
comment though.
Whoa. Okay.
She says
Oh,
she has
okay.
a
Go ahead. What
photo
was
of
it?
you in the
Oh yeah.
sombrero at Chi-Chi's from years ago. Laura L. Lyons Black,
Oh yeah.
if you can drop that photo, send us that photo. I want to post it. Actually, I'm going to send.
This is the. I'm sorry. I think she's talking about a Chinese knockoff of Chi-Chi's because she says Chi Chips.
Chi Chips. Chi Chips. No, I actually want to send that photo to the president, the now president of Chi-Chi's,
You're the
and be
president.
like, and I just want to tell him nostalgia. Play up the nostalgia.
Dude, I'm gonna point him. I'm gonna email him. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna
We're gonna
email
find
him. Like I'm gonna point him to this show, and I'm gonna tell him watch it in its entirety. As I'm looking at you right now, McDermott. Right now, Torch Dynamic. That's who you need. If you want to really make this thing go, and let somebody who comes in and says, "Hey, we have equity over here that's not measured by the bank. Let's use it. Let's bring it in. Do not send it, mother. What the
Yes,
hell?"
yes. Laura L. Lyons Black,
I'm
send
just
us
kidding.
that photo.
I don't mind. Send it along. Go for it.
We need
I
that in
don't
our
I
lives.
don't mind.
And I will
It's fine.
send it to the president of Chi-Chi's. I'm going to make it happen. Laura, you have my
Yeah.
word on that. I will make it happen. All right, so I basically have a short list of what we can do.
A short
to help-
list.
A very short list of what we can do to maybe
Help Chi-Chi's?
help Chi-Chi's along the way. Some advice.
All right.
So one
Okay.
is one they're already doing is keeping the name alive. So the name is technically alive right now because they're selling the chips and salsa through.
Well, yeah.
Hormel
So that's through Hormel, right?
Hormel.
I was going to say Del Monte, but Del Monte is the one that's actually entering into bankruptcy right now to restructure their debt.
Del Monte just filed bankruptcy. That's a problem.
Yeah.
And that's still a family-owned company, isn't it? I think Del Monte is still family-owned.
I don't know. I don't know the structure of the Del Monte.
Start hitting inbred dumb people.
I'm sorry. What?
I don't know where you're going with that.
Why is Del Monte doing bankruptcy? It's ridiculous.
What does that mean with inbred?
Because it stays in the family. One generation. Now you got stupid generation.
Nepotistic.
Well, if I'm going to think mother, Dan, I'm thinking Glenn Danzig.
Hang on. I missed the comment.
Tell your children not to walk my way.
All I can hear now is Mother by Pink Floyd.
If I'm going Mother by Danzig. I mean, that's just all there is to it. Glenn Danzig just had a birthday this past week, too.
I got to go Pink Floyd. I'm more of a Pink Floyd guy than a Danzig guy.
Really?
That's just me.
Oh, I'll go Danzig. Misfits all the way. And Misfits, and the only reason I ever touched Misfits was because the second bassist, Cliff Burton for Metallica, he was a Misfits fan. And, I mean, come on. Cliff Burton. Right? I mean, right?
What can Chi-Chi do to move forward?
All right, so let's see what Chi-Chi... Thank you, Matt. He is actually sticking to his word today. I'm surprised. This is
bull crap. That's bull crap. I don't like it. Matt's back there giving us amazing advice. Absolute amazing advice. Like, hey, guys, maybe not everybody on the planet knows what the words brand equity means. And, hey, let's kind of stay on topic. This is bull crap. I don't like it.
You see what college education does to a man?
Yeah, that's it.
Ew, yes.
Somewhere back there. There you go. That way.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Matt.
All right. So the first one was keep the name alive. They're kind of doing that, and people, it's still recent enough in general culture's mind. People know the Chi-Chi's name, and they need to own that. Number two,
yes,
is they need, and we touched on this. Tell a real story, right? So the founder's son is relaunching the brand. And
so that brings a lot of power.
If he played that up, if he created online content, daily online content.
Dude, McDermott, do you have a picture of you sitting in? It doesn't have to be in a sombrero. Do you have a picture of you sitting in a Chi-Chi's while your father, mother, aunt, or whoever was working?
Ooh,
if you have that is power. I mean, resonating powerful.
You know that reminds me.
It is Sith unlimited power. I mean, I would take it.
You're talking about the Chi-Chi's version of the photo of JFK in the Oval Office with his son peeking
Under the
through door
desk.
under the
Yep.
desk. That's the
Through
Chi-Chi's version of
the
what I'm saying right now.
through the Resolute desk. That is
That
exactly
could
what I'm
be-
talking about.
That could be the ad. That could be an ad right there, that photo.
Yes.
That's it.
Chi-Chi's.
So tell a real story. Michael McDermott, not Dylan. If I know Dylan McDermott watches the show. This isn't to you. Michael McDermott, this is to you. Tell a real story because you have that story. It's just in your blood.
Yeah, you have it. You have it.
And
You are
what
part
that
of the
does-
brand equity.
So the next one is own the past, right? Look, things happened in the past. The business, it had to shut down. You don't need to come out and openly advertise it, but when people call you out on it, be like, yeah, you know what, the past happened. We're improving. We're coming back strong.
Yeah.
We're coming back better. All the great things you remember about Chi-Chi's, I almost said Chili's. All the great things you remember about Chi-Chi's, we're that and more.
Dude.
I know.
So Chi-Chi's I wouldn't call an Applebee's.
No,
But
they
so
can be
to
better.
me, yeah,
They
they're
can be so
better.
much better than
They're
Applebee's.
better. So I've said this a couple times on the show, but to me, Applebee's is Applebee's, and then we got Mexican Applebee's, which is that Chili's? That's Chili's. We got steak Applebee's, which is Texas Roadhouse and Longhorn, and then we've got. I mean, all of them are Applebee's because, to be honest, when you walk inside the doors, they're all the freaking same. I mean, they are all the same. You got Italian Applebee's, which is
Yeah.
Olive Garden, which I had earlier this week. Yeah, I mean that's just how Chi-Chi's can separate itself. Chi-Chi's can do it.
Oh, it absolutely can, and it can differentiate itself very, very easily with that nostalgia play. But again, as we mentioned earlier, you need to come back with the great product, and the product isn't just your food quality; it's your customer service as well.
It's
by
the
way,
package. It's the
Dan
package.
says,
Yeah.
no need the sombrero as it is a staple of Chi-Chi's, like the horse saddle is at Logan Roadhouse for birthdays. It's not Logan Roadhouse. It's the
well, they got Logan's. I mean, the Logan's does have a Roadhouse Steakhouse.
Logan.
There's a Texas. There's a
Texas
Logan's
what I'm thinking of.
Roadhouse.
Texas I don't know.
There's
Logan.
a Logan's Roadhouse. There's a Texas Roadhouse, and then there's a
I know Texas
Longhorn.
Roadhouse. I don't know the Logan's Roadhouse. Maybe they have a saddle as well. But I mean, yeah, bring back things like the sombrero. So, and your mom says he was about 12. So, Lori, you got to send us the photo. I need to see the photo.
I was not 12.
Make it so.
She was drunk. She had a lot of those margaritas and daiquiris. I mean, she was hammered. I mean, she used to, yeah, she was drunk. We had to Uber home. It was crazy.
You're a good son.
Uber didn't come out until 2008, but yeah, back in 1992. Back in 1992,
I think
we Ubered.
I think back
that's
then
how that worked.
I think back then they just called it hitchhiking. It wasn't Uber, it was just hitchhiking.
I think we call it taxi.
Fair enough.
Yeah. The other day I was in New York City. I thought about getting a taxi. I'm like, nah, Uber.
I'm telling you, you need to watch the series on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix. It is on Netflix. Called Super Pumped.
Super Pumped. Is that the Arnold Schwarzenegger?
This was on a website.
No, Super Pumped. It has Joseph Gordon-Levitt as the founder, as one of the founders of Uber, and it makes him out to be one of the biggest assholes in the world. But it's about the founding of Uber and all the shady stuff they were doing as they're founding this company. It's a really good series. It has like 6 episodes. I recommend it. Dan Donald says old fashions, and he says highball stage. So Dan, are these drinks that you had at Chili's? Chi-Chi's. Are these drinks you had at Chili's and or Chi-Chi's?
You've got to stop saying Chili's, bro.
Stop saying Chili's. I don't know. I got ribs on the mind.
No, this is just straight up whiskey, bud.
That's I don't even put ice in mine because I have testicles. But it's whatever floats your boat. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm about a half a bottle into Bland's right now.
No, I'm joking. There's no one on earth who could possibly imagine that I could keep up with you.
Actually, Dan is one of those people that can actually keep up with me.
I believe it. I
Dan,
believe that.
Dan, I've been out with Dan.
I've met Dan a couple times, just in passing though. Dan, you've been to Hofbrau when we've done a show there, and at
No, no,
some
no.
point,
This is Dan McDonald out of Massachusetts, out of Boston.
oh Dan, so I'm thinking of a different Dan. I'm sorry, Dan. You and I need to hang out sometime. I'm thinking
Yeah,
of a different Dan.
dude.
But
Yeah,
my mother-in-law, I think she could outdrink you, David. She's about 4
let's
feet
bring it.
tall. She's about 4 feet
Let's
tall.
bring it.
I'm not going to mention her age because
Is
she's
she
an
Catholic?
80.
Is she Catholic?
She's Catholic.
All right, then we can make this happen.
I've seen this lady. So
She's gonna need so many Hail Marys after we're done.
I've seen this lady just drink a full glass of vodka and just not even be phased.
Vodka.
So okay, so you know Carsoni's, the Italian place here in Columbus.
Oh my god, I love
Do
Carsoni's.
you know their
Okay, so
do you know their
if you're in Columbus, Ohio, so there's two different Carsoni's locations. There's one down on 5th at the Lane Avenue Shopping Plaza, and
More
there's
Lane?
one up on
Yeah.
Westerville Road.
No, you're right.
And
Western Road. Okay.
yeah,
That's the one you-
Westerville Road. And if you go to Westerville Road, that is where you want to order the wings to eat there.
The Stromboli, man.
And
Stromboli.
the Stromboli.
That's
The
where
Stromboli. You take the Stromboli to go. I mean, I'll eat a Stromboli there, but the wings, you can't mess out on the wings because there was a time when I said there was a hybrid perfection of wings would have been the where was it we used to go there on 161, we used to do a show there early on. Crafty Pint. The Crafty Pint. If you could hybrid the Crafty Pint with Carsoni's, that would make the ultimate wing, and that would trigger the second coming of Jesus Christ. I mean, that's what would happen. But the Stromboli, the
next level,
Stromboli.
man. I think we're all hungry.
Oh my
what it is.
god!
So
it is so good.
So when my
freaking good.
So when my current wife and I were still dating, my parents came into town because they don't live here anymore.
Hey, you just said current wife, and
Right.
I want to call it out again. That's bull crap. Everybody's doing this
We
challenge
started it on this show,
and you started it almost 5 years ago.
It's true.
5 years ago, almost 5 years ago. Current wife.
So my current wife, my current parents, and my current in-laws came into town, and we went to Carsoni's. And my mother-in-law
Love
ordered.
Carsoni's.
They have, if you haven't ordered this, David, you got to get it. They have vodka pineapple, where they put basically slices of pineapple into a giant jug of just vodka. And she ordered a tall one, which was like, I mean, it was like a bigger than a pint glass full of.
Did you have
vodka.
the super hot waitress or just the hot waitress?
I was with my current wife, so I don't remember which waitress I had.
She ain't watching right now.
That is the correct answer. So my mother-in-law drank it, no problem. This lady can drink you under the table, David. I'm telling you. I made moonshine.
Oh,
I made moonshine. This moonshine was about 150 proof. No joke. I mean, this stuff will blind most people without even trying. I gave my father-in-law a mason jar, like a full-size mason jar of this stuff. He poured the whole thing into a glass with a couple pieces of ice. He told me I should make it stronger next time. He went to bed a little early that night, but he drank the whole thing without a problem. I mean, these people, they can hold the booze.
Nice.
Like, young people today don't even know.
Very nice.
So, Michael McDermott, I know you're watching the show. You're very confused right now. The point is Chi-Chi's
he is. He is, and he may be a little confused, but the bottom line is, it's people like us that understand who your brand is, and how much you, Michael McDermott, are leaving on the table. You are not leveraging everything that you have. And when you do that, that's leaving money on the table. There's no reason not to bring all of that in. There's no reason not to there's no reason not to capitalize on that. You're starting with 2 locations. You're talking about funding and so on and so on and so on. Did you 2 restaurants?
You know what? 2 restaurants.
If your overall vision is not larger than 2 restaurants, we got a problem.
It is. I'll admit it is. It's in Minnesota. And these are probably, I don't know where he lives. I'm guessing he lives in Minnesota, so it's probably pretty close to where he is.
I would say
His funding issues for a national chain would be over if he followed our advice.
They'd be
over
like that.
and done. You would have BlackRock investment at our level.
It would. If you play up the nostalgia game like we're advising.
And I don't like BlackRock. But you would have BlackRock investment level just by playing these things and just by utilizing what you have. You have it already.
Man. If I had the Chili's IP and somebody said, "Okay, you have 6 months to make this a thing," I would feel like I hit the lottery because I basically would have hit the lottery.
Chili's or Chi-Chi's?
Both of them.
Because you said Chili's. Because you said Chili's again.
Sorry, I keep saying it now that I mentioned it once. Chi-Chi's. If I had Chi-Chi's IP, and they say
just think of fat bastard singing, "I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, ribs."
That makes me even worse. No, if I had Chi-Chi's IP and they said you have 6 months to make this a thing, I would feel like I hit the lottery. Can you imagine?
Yes. What we could do in 6 months with Chi-Chi's.
Michael McDermott, I know you're still raising money for your Chi-Chi's locations. If you give David and I and Matt carte blanche for 6 months,
you're done for life.
You're done. You are a national chain by the end of that 6 months. I'm telling you,
you're done.
National chain by the end of the 6 months. You know what? Done. I might even do it.
We're gonna set you. We're gonna itemize this whole thing out. And we're going to be able to break it down to franchisees. We're going to be able to show you how to make the money outside of it. We're going to bring back the Hormel things internally so that we get higher revenue on it.
I think he already knows all of that stuff. I think he doesn't understand the power of the nostalgia that is at his hands. I'm not even joking when I say he has the Infinity Gauntlet. This guy is Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet sitting there. He's like, what do I do with this?
And he's playing, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
No, he's playing.
Instead of snapping half the world. I'm telling you, at this point in my life, I'm thinking Thanos had the right idea.
He's playing the safe corporate game. We're not getting into all of the wiping out half of humanity. That's a different conversation, David. And I don't think we want to go there.
I'm sorry. That's not just. Oh, so let me go over here on my computer and change.
Nihilism isn't really what Chi-Chi.
Wiping out half of humanity. Not what we're talking about today. Got it. All right, we're good.
Yes, nihilism is not what Chi-Chi's is going for. They are going for a more inclusive message. But I'm telling you, look, Michael McDermott, if your funding issues would be a thing of the past, it wouldn't even be in question.
Be done.
Funding issues shouldn't even be in question if you just play nostalgia. Your nostalgia card is your...
We would have you so much money, you honestly be going, I honestly don't know what to do with this. And we'd be going, we're going to build business.
Here's what I want to do. I want to make a personal ad. I want to make an advertisement for Michael McDermott. I want to make a video. I want to make a video of... Do you remember the scene in the old Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie?
Yeah.
Where Charlie's running down the street. You have the song. And he's running down the street. He has the golden ticket in his hand.
I've got a golden ticket. Yeah. I've got a golden ticket. Okay, I got you.
I want to take that
because that was a terrible tune you were carrying there. By the way, your rhythm was off. Everything was gone. I got you there. I want
to take that exact scene, frame for frame, from that movie, and superimpose over the golden ticket just the word nostalgia and maybe a sombrero hanging off the end of the ticket, and just send him that video, and be like, "You got the golden ticket, man. You're just not using it."
Yeah, you've got the gold. Yeah, that is extremely important. It's like, you have this. You have the power. And you're not using it. And it kind of hurts people like us when we see that. And it's not just you. We've seen it from a lot of people. We see Jaguar. We see a couple other things out here. We're like, oh, my Lord, what are you doing? Oh, clutch my pearls. Bless their hearts. They're stupid. And, there's just all the, I'm sorry, Jaguar, I'm sorry, Tatas, I had to take another swing at you. I had to give you another.
Yeah, just take a swing at the Tatas.
Right? I said to swing at the Tatas. And that's the bottom line is, we oh, I love taking
where are you going
with
this, David?
Anyway, It's we're not trying to take a personal attack at you. We're saying, hey, there are a lot of people out there that have made missteps. There are a lot of people out there that don't view this from the perspective that they need to. Sometimes you're a little too close to a specific thing
Right.
to be able to see the big picture.
Right.
You need somebody like us, Torch Dynamic, to step in and say, let's run with this. Let's bring this in. And there's some things you're going to go, is that really going to work? And those are some of the things that are going to be the most powerful and the most potent and the most revenue generating things of the entire campaign.
Absolutely. Look, the first thing I would say, if I were putting the pitch deck together for this guy, for Michael McDermott, is I would say personal story. David, your idea about the photo of him in
he's got to have one
as a kid.
He's got to have one.
He's got to have one. And even if he doesn't, guess what? Your mom mentioned she has a photo of you in the restaurant with a sombrero.
Yeah.
A kid in an early Chi-Chi's with a sombrero, or eating things, eating the salt chips and salsa, or just a kid and their birthday, and they're eating fried ice cream. They're happy as can be, and it's sort of a sepia-toned old school photo from like the 80s or something.
Sepia-toned?
Nani's mother, father. Nani's.
Oh, that's old, man. We're old.
Yeah, but not sepia-toned old.
You take a 1980s Polaroid, it's sepia-toned as shit.
Jesus Christ.
Because you're old, Matt. You don't realize how old you are.
It's funny when I see things. It's like, in 1998, this happened, and they have it in black and white. I always comment, we had color TV back then, bro. It wasn't in black and white, dude. I get it. You're trying to reach back into something, but you're pissing some of us off.
The funny thing is, there are actors who are still alive right now who were in black and white films and TV, though. Like, that wasn't that
Charlie
long
Chaplin.
ago. That wasn't that long ago. Look, I like Robert Downey Jr. as much as the next guy, but his role as Charlie Chaplin was great. I don't know where I'm going with that, but the point is,
I was dead quiet, which doesn't happen often. I was like, I don't know where he's going with this.
One of these times, I'm going to say something super
normally we work
like
together pretty well,
and see how long it can stay quiet. I'm going to do that. Just see how long we can play that really awkward.
This is really awkward science. All right, 1, 2, 3, mousy. Dan
Donald says, "What about 8mm movies? How old am I?" Yeah, look, stuff like that's not that old, not that long ago.
I'm on an 8mm.
When you consider the 4 billion year old life of the Earth, 8mm was just a couple seconds ago.
Matt says he has 8mm videos of him, film of him. Look, my parents don't have photos of me earlier than.
Do not play that online.
The 2000s. Yeah, I'm picturing like the movie 8mm, and that's Matt somehow.
No. That's all I was coming up with was like, oh, that's not a good movie.
Yeah, Matt's in early snuff films. That's
do you remember the camera? Was it the 35 that had the like?
Oh, that's the one
little slide thing.
So
the 110, yes, the 110, which that had the two things.
It was kind of shaped
so
like
you
binoculars.
Couldn't ever ruin it. Yeah, it kind of shaped like binoculars. Had the thing in it. So there were a lot of people I knew that the 110 was that was their camera because it was idiot proof.
It's true. I had a 110 camera, so I actually used to work at Photo Lab. By the way, Dan, comment.
Oh, that was gold, man.
What was the comment?
Dan says, and he was on heroin the whole time. Charlie Chaplin was a great movie.
Okay.
So it was Chaplin. Chaplin was actually a great film. But Robert Downey Jr. may or may not have been on heroin the entire movie. I'm not saying
I was laughing about the fact that I said 110 was idiot proof, and you're like, I love that camera. I love that film. That's the part that got me.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, so I used to work in a photo lab, so I know all about the different film types.
Yeah, I did. I worked in one for a couple times. I worked at a Kroger one for a day.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, she's like, "Oh, blah 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 blah," something like this. Is a girl I was working with, and she's like, "Yeah, something union." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Oh yeah, we're part of this union." I'm like, "Oh, I'm out."
Nope. I will never ever.
That literally, I never went back.
Nope, not for me.
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure I collected a paycheck from them. I'm not even sure I got paid for that day. I was like,
We
you know what?
should
I'm
do
out.
a
I don't want nothing to
show.
do with this.
We should do a show on the shittiest jobs we've ever had, and then just never came back and skipped out on the paycheck. Because I got a couple of them.
So,
I'm sure Matt.
so you're definitely gonna win that because you've had a lot more jobs. So they were always the part-time gigs to me. They were
Yeah.
always the things I did outside of my normal job. But yeah, we could yeah, let's do it. That sounds like a next week thing, bud.
The shittiest jobs you've ever had. That's
The
pretty fun.
shittiest jobs. Shitty jobs with what's that guy's name? Dirty Jobs guy.
Dirty jobs with
Rowe?
Mike Rowe.
Yeah, Mike Rowe. With Mike Rowe. Shitty jobs with Mike Rowe. Thank you for calling shitty jobs.
Back to the South Park reference. It comes full circle.
Oh, it's
Full
great.
circle.
It's great. It's synergy. It's synergy.
Oh, now we got to drink again.
Now we got to drink.
Fair
So, just for people who don't know, when we use a business buzz term and synergy being the absolute worst of all of them, we have to drink. Synergy typically is reserved to finishing your drink, but at this time in the show, at nearly 2.5 hours,
We finished
a small sip will suffice because we're struggling. We're struggling as it is.
Are you taking off?
Yep.
All right, Matt's leaving.
Yep. We'll see everybody.
See you later.
Good, great. I'm glad he's leaving
Hey,
because
what a jerk.
I'm uncomfortable with
get
how
up.
smart
Hey,
he's
don't wake
been
up.
today.
See you later, man. Drive safe.
I'm uncomfortable with how smart he was today.
He
I
actually,
mean, it makes my skin itch. I'm like,
he had some really good points. He was on it, man. Look, he had really great. He had great
yeah. I mean,
references to the music and film.
yeah,
He corrected us on a few things tonight.
yes.
He
I mean,
didn't-
that
he
was
didn't get us off top.
freaking yeah. He didn't randomly. Great job, Matt.
Matt does
Great
Matt
job.
does a great job. Matt is one of those
It's a
guys
great job.
that people sleep on Matt, but Matt's a lot sharper than a lot of people would think. That sounded
So,
like an insult. I didn't mean it that way. He's actually a very sharp dude.
I'm not gonna go with sharp.
He has
I'm not
his
gonna go with
moments.
sharp.
No,
He
Matt,
has
Matt's
his
moments.
moments. He has his strengths, and he plays to them, which is
No,
what
when
you're
Matt-
supposed to do.
No, look, there are very few people that I know that I would say this about. When Matt is on the ball and he has his mind on something, there are very few people who can reach the level of completing a task more than adequately than Matt Harmon can.
All right, I'll give you that.
When Matt sets his mind to something, dude, I would not sleep on Matt. Now,
Yeah,
at the same time, Matt's also like
going to
like a cat with a string.
provide. Yeah, he's going to provide some. Did you say a cat at a
He's
strip
like
club?
He's like a cat with a string. But
Oh,
when he sets his
I
mind, to,
thought you said he's like a cat at a strip club.
he's like a cat at a strip club with a cheeseburger. No, when he sets his mind to something, though, dude, that guy is second to none. Like if
Yeah,
you
very
set
good.
a guy to a task, a specific task.
Except to start his own YouTube channel based around French fries, which would be freaking gold mine for him.
And we gave that guy
Okay.
the best name for a YouTube channel ever. Fry Me to
Well,
Me.
you gave him a name. I'm gonna
No,
say
that's
the
the
best
best
name
name.
ever.
That is the best name for French fry base
It
channel.
is. Fry me to the moon. Let me play amongst the stars.
Yeah, Fry Me to the Moon is the best French fry based YouTube channel name in the history of YouTube channel names. I'm just saying,
Are you sure?
Fry Me to the Moon. You think of a better
My name
fry based.
is Inigo Montoya. You kill my potato. Prepare to fry.
It's a little long for a name.
Prepare to fry. Ah! Oh, you admitted defeat right there. I could see it. You're like, oh, that's good.
I didn't because it only works. Because it only works if he starts every video with, "My name is Matt Harmon. You kill my potato. Prepare to fry." Versus,
Why would he not do that?
versus Fry Me to the Moon. Everybody knows Fly Me to the Moon. You don't even have to say it. People know. Fry me to the moon.
Frankie.
It plays itself. It's a pun, David. Everybody knows a pun.
I love Frank Sinatra. So, just so you
Fry.
guys understand, okay, let's okay, so we would talk about the power of nostalgia tonight, right? We have.
We have.
What Frank Sinatra. Every Frank Sinatra Saturday at the Carnegie Club in New York City is sold out until September 8th.
Really?
Every one of them. Every single one of them. And it's not because the Carnegie Club doesn't have the widest selection of cigars. It doesn't have the biggest cigar club. It's actually rather small in terms of cigar clubs down there.
Okay.
But it has the nostalgia effect. And they're bringing in a band that does Sinatra Saturdays. They do the
Sure.
Sinatra songs. And they have sold out every single show from a couple weeks ago, actually,
Mhm.
till September the 8th.
Wow. Really?
I mean, it is phenomenal. I can't wait to get back down there. So I love the Carnegie Club.
I've
It
never
is
been because
absolutely phenomenal.
but yeah, it's I plan on doing that one day.
Yeah, it's great. Again, their cigar selection is not the wildest or the broadest, but they have good cigars. They do. It's a great time. And Chi-Chi's, you should also allow cigar smoking.
You know what? Outdoor
Don't
cigar
do that.
smoking-
Don't do that.
I actually
While
like the idea. I
while
don't think
I
I
would
should.
love it,
I don't
while
think I
I
should,
would
but I
love
like
it,
the idea.
yes. Yeah. So while I would love it, it's not good business move.
While you were speaking, though, you did remind me of something else they absolutely should do. Absolutely should do. Okay. This is kind of an out there idea. I don't think anybody's done this before, specifically for
All
this
right.
purpose. Okay. They need to. So they're starting 2 locations in Minnesota. Everybody still knows the Chi-Chi's name. They need to go to a major U.S. city that is known for the film and TV industry, probably someplace in Georgia, maybe like Atlanta, where a lot of TV and a lot of film is filmed. They need to open
Lots. People don't know this, but a lot of TV and film is done in Atlanta, Georgia.
a lot more than California these days, actually, because of the tax breaks.
Yes.
So what they need
Yeah.
to do is they need to open a restaurant with film accessibility in one of those locations, right? So that way they can be used as a filming location. Their
Yeah.
restaurant can be used as a filming location. When you have
So I'm going to step a step. I'm going to go just a slight step further than you.
all right,
I would build a slightly overscaled restaurant because that's better for filming.
okay,
And then I would build a restaurant that mimics that, which all of them should be very similar, in the general vicinity. So that, and okay, what about this? What about this, West? What about this?
well,
What
right,
if
so,
what if they provided the set, the Chi-Chi set?
mhm. The restaurant
What
itself
would you think
could
of
be a
that?
set.
I think that's a great
Like you said,
investment.
oversized. The restaurant itself could be a set. It's a live working restaurant.
Okay. And oh
I a restaurant
this is gold. Oh
before
my
that.
god, I think I got there. I think I finally got there where your brain is.
Yeah,
Because
my
the
brain's all over the
extras
place.
when you come in and they're when so let's say you and I and our families are down there. We're gonna be extras in a show. We come in, we sign off on the waivers. All we gotta do is sit there and eat. They're gonna bring our food. We're gonna do our talk. We're gonna do our stuff. We're gonna do our things when need to be, and that's it. But now we're part of that show or that movie or anything in this slightly oversized again because we need it for camera movement and angles and things like that. That freaking genius! Great job, West.
Occasionally, I
Great
have some
job.
gold. I don't think any restaurant's done that specifically for that purpose. They need to do this
Yeah. Now
because they have
Pizza
the
Hut.
nostalgia bait built in. Guess what? Now they're in TV. They're in movies. Just a slight little hint, just a hint of the Chi-Chi's is all you need to strike that match in somebody's mind. I remember Chi-Chi's. Where's the Chi-Chi's around here? Right?
So oh my lord, I got the hiccups. I'm literally drinking whiskey and I've got the hiccups, which is quite hilarious.
Oh, so Dan McDonald
Um,
says Chi-Chi's come and go smoke patio section. I like the idea. It's not going to work in all markets, but I
it's
like the idea.
nice. The next comment's where it's at. The next comment from Dan McDonald's where it's at, right there.
Prime seats be
Um,
extra.
Prime
Extra
seats
cost.
to be extras at extra cost. So, hey, I'm going to pay an extra $15 per person. So for a movie studio, instead of you paying to have, $55, $100 or whatever it is a day for extras, this restaurant can actually say you have to pay money. So it is
People will
let's say it's
in
15,
a
let's say
heartbeat.
it's $15. You're
Uh-huh.
not getting extras for $15. All right. First of all, let's say that. This is now a delta of $30.
Mhm.
If you charge $15 a person that's going to be in the movies, and you may actually get a credit. Chi-Chi's family, Chi-Chi's family, Chi-Chi's family 1, Chi-Chi's family 2, Chi-Chi's family 2, 3. And that's it. That's all you get in the whole thing is just a line that says, hey, you were part of the Chi-Chi's family. That is
I don't,
Dan.
I don't think any
Great
restaurant
job,
has
bud.
done anything even remotely like this. Why
Yeah.
not open an
Pizza Hut, call me.
make an oversized Atlanta location specifically for filming purposes?
Yeah.
Look, I'm telling you,
Yes.
they're funding the funding that Michael McDermott's trying to do right now. If he plays up the nostalgia well enough, Michael, talk to us. Your funding issues will be over. Done.
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 Yeah, they're gone.
That's not just bold talk.
They're
That's
gone.
an actual fact.
Yeah, that is a fact. We can look at it strategically and put it in a manner which you can simply understand and that makes very good sense not only to you but to the people who are going to finance your, I'm going to call it restaurants. That's going to finance your restaurants. You're going to start with 2. By the end of 6 months, we people to hand you 50,
Yeah.
maybe more.
Well, and look, we didn't even get
Probably
started
more.
we didn't even get started on the types of funding. Look, he's actually
Yeah.
looking for actual investors starting at the $250 level. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's something he didn't even consider. I promise you, he didn't even consider this. Brewdog did this excellently with
Oh,
Equity for Punks.
equity for punks. Yeah.
I'm an equity
As
member.
like the AGM, equity for
I'm
punks.
an equity member with Brewdog, and you don't actually own part of the company. It's more of a loyalty program that you buy into. But guess what? They raised millions of dollars, and they do every single year for Equity for Punks. I'm telling you, if Chi-Chi's did the exact same thing, if you could be an Equity for Chi-Chi's member, I don't know, we'll workshop the name, a Chi-Chi's equity member, where you don't actually own part of the company, but it's more of a loyalty program that you buy into, and because
Chips and salsa member.
yeah, the sombrero level of chips and salsa member. I don't know. We'll workshop it. Guess what? You get a discount every time you go to
Monsieur Queso.
And you know what? In the app, you can log in and you can have a little QR code that you show to the waitress because you're a high roller. And the waitress scans your QR code and they know your discount and they'll call you Mr. Leffingwell. You know what I mean?
It's like me at a Hoffer house.
Or when you go in to your preferred Chi-Chi's location because you're a Chi-Chi's equity member, you have a pint glass with your name engraved on it. Guess what? It cost that Chi-Chi's location $10. In the meantime, you paid $100 for this equity membership.
Hundreds of dollars, yes.
Hundreds of dollars. Yeah, look, and just like Equity for Punk, there are tiers to equity levels that you can get with Chi-Chi's. I promise you he didn't even think of this, and I promise you if he took our advice, his funding issues would be over. He'd be a national brand again by now.
Yeah. And if he stayed with it, from the marketing standpoint from you, I help a little with the marketing side, but my main value is in the business management and I'm going to call it excelling at customer service. You know what?
You've heard that.
You don't let a customer that has a complaint of $2.50 in raw goods ruin your business.
Right.
You don't.
Right.
That is a bad trade. So we're gonna plus that up, and we're gonna get rid of that crap. So this is great. Michael McDermott, reach out to us. Torch Dynamic, The Underdog Journey, David Leffingwell, Wes Carnahan, whatever you got to do, get out to us and say, I'm tapping you in. Bring us in. Let's make it happen.
Everybody watching and listening, send this to Michael McDermott and Chi-Chi's and let them know, because they need to reach out to us immediately. Immediately. That is not an exaggeration. Michael McDermott, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We'll talk soon. Dan's coming in with some comments, by the way.
He's done very good.
Yeah, the best place was Taco Mac in Georgia. They had a passport. Yeah, you're right. A passport card. If you could drink each of 72 drafts.
It's a wall of foam. It's a wall of foam type thing.
If you drink each of 72 drafts on tap, earned level prizes, T-shirt, yada yada. So, Dan, there's actually a place locally called Local Roots, and they have something very similar called the Wall of Foam, where you fill out, you drink all the beers on this list, and you get your name on the wall. You get a personalized pint glass. I'm on the Wall of Foam because I used to drink a lot more beer than I do now. But yeah, same idea.
So I got to wrap myself out, guys. I got to wrap myself out. So I'm in Vermont a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
a little bit of business.
Your name was already there before you even showed up.
Yeah, so I've been there a couple times, and so we're there. We're in a hotel, and we got some soccer stuff going on. I had a little bit of business to take care of, so I took care of the business. But then we're in soccer mode, and one of the guys comes by. Holy crap! Hope he's not watching right now. Jeff. Holy crap, Jeff from the Goalie Dads. He's like, hey, I'm gonna go get pizza. It's 10 minutes away. And I'm like, sweet. I'm like, hey, you need help? He's like, if you want to go, you can go. I'm like, all right, sweet. So we take off walking, and we're going through this parking garage, which is where my car is. And I'm like, hey, my and we walk out of the parking garage. I'm like, my car is right in there. Because we're at different hotels. And so I'm thinking he's parked somewhere else. And so we keep going, and we walk like 10, 15 minutes, and we get to this place where the pizza is. The pizza's not ready yet. So we go there and we drink. We sit at the bar, and we're like, hey, we're going to have a beer. So we get a beer, and I get a beer. And you've seen me with a standard little 20 ounce or whatever it is. I call it a kid beer.
Yeah, because you have elephantiasis of the hands. It's like you holding a shot glass.
Yeah. Yeah,
you holding a normal it's like a normal person holding a shot glass.
Yeah, it's like a little tiny glass, right?
Yeah. So everybody watching, David, hold that up real quick.
I got you.
Watching and listening doesn't realize that's a 32-ounce glass he's holding right now.
It's not. It's a rocks glass. But yeah, it's funny. So we go in, and they have a Hefeweizen, and I'm a sucker for a good Hefeweizen. So they pour a Hefeweizen, and this guy only knows me from bourbon. The only thing he knows about me is I drink bourbon. He has no clue that I'm a beer drinker, right? Okay. So I'm like, sip, sip. Oh, that's nice. I get the strong banana notes on the nose. It's good. It's got a weak clove finish. So I've had better, but it's not terrible. And then the next drink, it's gone. So I order another one, and we do it, and we walk outside. We're done. We pay. We're out the door. I walk out the door. I turn a little bit, and I'm like, I gotta tell you, there was a little bit of miscommunication or misunderstanding. I thought we were driving. So my fat ass is walking through Burlington, Vermont to go get a pizza. And I'm like a little huffy puffy because I'm like getting up these hills and whatnot. And so there's a fight. I'm like, all right. So I honestly thought, and he almost falls to the ground laughing, almost falls to the ground. Now we get back. This story goes on and on and on and on because I mean that's hilarious. And to be fair, I give him all credit for utilizing it because it is absolutely hilarious. But Nikki's down there at some point around them, and he's having this conversation. He's like, I sit down. I sit down with my beer. I take a drink of my beer and I set it down. I look over and David's beer's fucking empty.
Right. I don't know how you do it, David.
Like, so he's like, he had no clue. And Nikki had to step in. She's like, um, David's actually a beer drinker. He only drinks bourbon because the beer is kind of weak in New York. Yeah,
Beer doesn't do
like
anything anymore.
he prefers beer. He is a beer drinker, like you don't
Right.
even understand. And so he's just like, oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, it was a great time. It was a great time, and a 20-ounce beer. I mean, that's a taste. That's a taste of beer, right?
It's a sip.
Isn't it
So
to you?
Dan McDonald actually brings this to the forefront. He says a 32 ounce is a Dixie cup in David's hand. So yeah, a normal pint of beer is
Yeah,
basically a sip for you.
yeah. I mean, that's it. It's just,
I get it.
this right here. I don't know what it is. I think it's it's close to 64 ounces. There's a specific limit on this because this was based out of Ohio, which only allows to a certain amount of. So it's not quite a half a liter. So I think it's like 32 ounces. So this is a 32-ounce cup in my hand, and so it's not bad. But you mean,
It's
that's
almost
what,
grown up
10
size.
minutes?
It's almost grown up size
Yeah,
beer.
that's
I get it.
yeah, that's 10 minutes. That's 10 minutes worth of beer. Well, I
I've
mean,
seen.
it's just water in
I
there.
mean, I've seen you drink multiple gallons of beer in one sitting. It's fine. It's.
Yes.
I wish
I'm
I.
not quite Andre the Giant level of beer drinking, but yeah, I can put some away.
Darn close. So, on that note, though, so I think your current wife would agree with this. Michael McDermott, you must. This is an absolute must. You
Must.
must have premium tequilas and mezcals at all of your locations.
Yes.
It needs to
She
be.
would agree.
It needs to be everything that people remember of Chi Chi's and more.
And
That's
more.
nostalgia and
And
more.
more.
It can't be just
Because
what it was. It needs to be and more. Think of Star Wars.
because yeah. Oh,
Think of
yes.
Star Wars.
Oh.
People don't just remember Star Wars. They remember the
How
nostalgia
they
of
felt.
Star Wars, how
Yeah.
they felt, how it made them feel. That's Chi-Chi's. And you can do this, but you need to keep that in mind as you're doing it. You're not creating just what it was. You're creating what it was and more. You're creating the best of what it was and more.
Get Cheech Marin. You got to get Cheech Marin.
Okay.
You got to get Cheech Marin and be
Okay,
like,
Baron.
the Cheech awakens.
The Cheech awake. If they could
The
get
Cheech awakens.
what about Tommy Chung? They're bringing in Tommy Chung. They going that far?
Well, I mean, Chong doesn't really work in the Chi-Chi's world, but Cheech Marin does. So the Cheech awakens. I don't do that. This is a joke. Uh, we're gonna joke about it, but no, we wouldn't do this. But that's funny. You know, the
No, you know,
Chi-Chi's,
you
the
brought something
Chi-Chi's
up though.
awakens.
You actually brought up what could be a really good campaign. Okay, here's what you do.
Oh yeah,
Here's what you do. Fade in from black. An old
fade in.
1980s TV with one of the classic
Like
commercials playing in the background. The sound fades
Chi-Chi.
in, like fades in briefly of the
You
fried,
hear sizzling. You hear sizzling fajitas in the
the
background.
fajitas, the fried ice cream, and then you show the fried ice cream coming out, and this you hear the sizzling of the fajitas, and then just like that you see somebody's like from the dark raising up, their eyes open, and you can tell in their eyes they know it's happening. coming soon. You don't even say Chi-Chi's name, but because you had the fried ice cream and because you had the fajitas and you had that old ad, people know.
And you get
People
the
know.
fog rolling around, you get the smoke rolling
The
around them.
best thing
And
about
and
nostalgia
then you break into a mariachi band solo, you drop a freaking hat on their head and we're like, happy birthday from all of us to you.
Yeah, the best
Yes.
the best thing about nostalgia though is it doesn't have to be over the top. It can be very downplayed. People understand nostalgia because it's built into their heart. Into their
Yes.
heart. They understand it.
Into their heart.
It
It's
sounds it sounds like you're
I think
overplaying it, but you're not. If you can
I think
if
I
you can
think you
touch that
drove.
string,
Oh. Oh, are you
think
talking about
David,
one of
okay,
the
so you're
7 steps?
David, you're a musical guy. You're a musical guy. Okay.
Yeah, Master Puppets, yeah.
You're a musical
Absolutely.
guy. You can
Ooh,
be in
yeah.
any mood, in any place in the world, at any time of your life, right? Now, at any time in your life, good mood, bad mood, doesn't matter where you are, who you're with, if you hear the first 3 chords of your favorite song, that immediately strikes a tone.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know. And it will bring you back from the worst mood, or if it's like a sort of a sad thing, it'll bring you down from the best mood. Those 3 chords from your favorite song will always bring you back
I
to that
heard
place.
there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord.
But tell me I'm wrong.
You don't really care for music, do ya?
But tell me I'm wrong.
You are absolutely unequivocally correct.
As usual. I'll take that.
Yes. Absolutely correct. Basically, when we wrap the whole ribbon bundle around the object, as it were, is nostalgia has its value, and it cannot be understated how powerful it can be.
Right.
And people who have that, Michael McDermott, to not leverage that is an atrocity.
It's a sin.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
It is a sin. Jesus will judge you, as will we. And
St. Peter will be at the pearly gates with
yeah.
a sombrero. All right, it's getting weird now. All right, let's move on.
That seems like a commercial in the rating right there. Did you go to Chi-Chi's this week?
Ouch.
St. Peter sitting there going, well, motherfucker, no.
All right, now we're all going to hell. All right, let's move on.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes, the blasphemy is strong with this one.
It's getting strong.
It's very strong. So yeah, so the idea that basically this, again, the ribbon, the bundle is all up is letting you know there's nostalgia there, and you need to leverage it. You have it in bucket loads.
Oh,
bucket loads.
He's the king of nostalgia town.
Yeah, right now. Unless Pizza Hut calls me and we do our thing, there's nobody out there that can match you. Right now, there's nobody that can match you. Pizza Hut can do it, but Pizza Hut can only do it if they call me and West, and we do our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, you have the ability to write your own ticket, and you should be doing it. And what we're seeing from you right now is you're not.
Throwback Thursdays with Chi-Chi's. On Thursdays, everybody post on every social platform. Post your photos from Chi-Chi's on Throwback Thursdays. Yep. They own Thursdays. Michael McDermott,
yeah,
you own nostalgia right now. You need to play this card, and your funding issues will be not even.
They're done.
It's not even an issue. You won't even be thinking about funding issues. It's done.
Yeah,
BlackRock,
and right now you're using it. Yeah, BlackRock. Yeah, and that's what you're looking for. Is you're looking for some major investors, and we like to joke, and I hate BlackRock with a passion, but those are the investors. Those are the level of investors that you'll be able to get behind you. Why? Because you are going to make them money.
That's it. You're going to make
not two restaurants money. BlackRock doesn't care about that.
Yeah, you're going to make a crap ton of money.
Yes. Yes.
So much money.
Not just a ton of money, crap ton of money. That's
mega-
like 10 standard tons
Yes.
equals a crap ton.
It's true.
Yes. I'm not exactly sure how the math works on that, but we'll go with it. And we've been going for nearly 3 hours. Nearly 3 hours.
Nearly 3
How can
hours. We could
nearly
go
3
3
hours?
more hours about nostalgia or even customer service. We're not going to go there, though, David.
Oh yeah, you get me going on customer service. I got 3 hours in the pocket any
he'll
given
go
time. You call me on Tuesday at 3:00 in the afternoon. You say, "Hey Dave, I need you to rant on customer service." Pfft, brother, I'm there.
I've seen it happen.
I got you. I've got you. I've got that. So there was a time, and this is the last tangent. I promise.
Fair enough.
Ish. We're at Hofbrau, right? We're doing a show, and I'm ranting about issues that I'm having with customer service stuff. And so we get on the show, and I'm like, "Hey, we're gonna do this. I'm Wes. This is Dave. Welcome to Underdog Journey." He does his normal entry. Blah 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 blah. Tonight we're talking about customer service, which was not part of the agenda, but puts me on a chair of like an hour and a half to 2 hours of just absolutely ripping into how valuable and how important customer service is. And how are we going to tie this into tonight? Because the nostalgia effect is only as good as your customer service. Your business is only as good as your customer service. And not to try to transition this into a customer service show, but don't ignore it.
People will remember. They'll remember.
Absolutely. So I've been Dave. He's been this side. Are you on this side?
That side right there.
No, this
other way.
side.
There you go.
That side. So I've been Dave. He's been West. This has been the Underdog Journey. We Michael McDermott, call us. We'll take your call. Just text us first, because otherwise we won't take your call. Either one of us. It'll go to voice.
It's dry.
We'll see you.
We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
my personal phone, Jimmy Christmas, if it rings, I'm like, who is that?
Oh my gosh. I've been very busy lately with my other projects, and I've actually been answering my phone calls lately, and I can't tell you how many times per day I say, please take me off your calling list. And they don't. They just share my number because that's how they make more money. It's a different rant altogether. I've been Wes. This guy's been David. That guy used to be Matt Harmon, and we will see you guys next week. Michael McDermott, call us.
Basically infatuated with the in-between, the ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I'll bring it to your city or your hometown. I'll go back in time when the feeling was fine, when funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way, a bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. The neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood.